One day,
Oh
man.
yeah,
one
I
day,
got one of those
day.
too. Matter of fact, I'm gonna grab mine.
I guess
Yeah, hold on.
overseas
I'll be right
shipping
back.
takes a bit longer. I guess
I'm
overseas shipping
just
takes
wondering how
a bit
much
longer.
better this would look on Mars than on me. I mean, I think it looks good on me, but I think it would look much better if it was on Mars, though, because you know.
Overseas shipping takes a little bit longer. We got
but you figure, as you can see, it says here, somebody who knows very little about the NBA. So that's a player choice casual. That's what that is. However, hang on, folks, because it gets better. Hang on.
We getting a fashion show. Okay.
Ox, what I'm trying to say is,
no, I don't want to hear that shit.
All right, well, at least Chill got his merch. At least Chill got it. Maybe it's because Chill stand on business when it comes to merch. Maybe it's because he be like,
I'm the one hit y'all to the fact we ain't had no merch. I started that. I'm the one heated up the stove. You know
if you and DeAndre Jordan didn't live, or if you and DeAndre Ayton didn't live in the same neighborhood, maybe you would have your merch. That's all I'm saying.
But as you can see, I am no longer a casual. I am now an ex-casual, courtesy of player's choice. So I think you can see that long enough. I am no longer a casual. I am now an ex-casual, courtesy of player's choice. So I just want to put that out there because I was a casual before. So now I'm no longer.
Oh, you graduated? Okay.
Yeah, I'm an ex-casual. I'm an ex-casual now. So
ex-casual is dope. I like that.
Yes, sir. I am no longer that. So let's put it out there. So
okay.
David.
I mean, how much better do we look, when we laced, as opposed to Ron wearing something different, and we actually got our gear on, and we looking a little fresher than what we was before. We look like a unit now. So
yeah, put that. Chill, you absolutely look like an ex-casual.
Hoodies. I just want to put that out there.
Swiper look like an ex-criminal right now, though.
He really looked like he looked like he about that.
Nah, we got 4 degrees over here. We ain't no criminals. Tell them, Ox. We educated black men out here. Talk to them. Talk how we doing on the West Coast. Talk to them how we doing on the West Coast.
I don't know if you want to be talking to
What you mean West Coast? Denver ain't the West Coast.
Denver, but Denver is considered the West. I thought it was the Midwest my whole life, but if you look at the map, the way they lay it out, it's the West. Do you know what the Midwest is considered, though, Ox?
Yeah, the East Coast.
Ohio.
Chicago and Ohio is not.
That don't make no sense.
But that. Well, not it makes perfect sense because at one time, Chicago was the last frontier. There was so much, what I'm saying? Like Chicago was the West.
Nah, but I'm saying, but like the West for me is Nevada over. Like, there's no way. I'm not from like the West Coast. I'm from literally the Midwestern portion of the United States. And so my whole life I was in the box state, the box. And so now we're sitting here, we're talking about like we on the West or whatever. I mean, bro, that's what I'm saying. Somebody said Chicago, not East Coast. I'm just telling you, like that's what I mean. Like Chicago don't feel like no Midwest place at all. Not one bit.
I always lost it over that, Swiper. I consider Colorado the West. I consider everything from Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona. That's the West. It's if you look at America, the way everything looks, that is the West.
I mean, it's more central, but I feel what you're saying though.
Mars, you like this American history lesson?
It's more geography.
Yeah, it's not history. You just said where the states are located on a map. I don't think that's history, but I appreciate the lesson nonetheless. Thank you very much.
I mean, it's history in terms of how things were derived. I mean, you probably know what manifest destiny and all that stuff was when the colonials decided that they wanted to eradicate like hundreds of thousands of indigenous people because they're like, oh, God gave us this land type deal, and so that's where you get a lot of your states from, Louisiana Purchase and all that stuff.
Yeah, that got whooped in that purchase too. That's what I mean. Oh, that was a sweet deal. But anyways, terrible.
But Chill's an educated man. He know all this stuff because that's how we got all these.
Chill was part of the deal.
I was actually there. When it happened. So that's really what was going on.
He was there with Napoleon Stein in that Louisiana.
I was actually there when that was going
on.
So I got into a little bit of a tiff yesterday with some people complaining about Ox. How come Ox, every time we get on here, Ox talk about women's basketball and Ox always talking about the WNBA, and Ox is always talking about women's college basketball. Okay, first of all, and I said this yesterday, and for those of you who are out there that don't know, just so you know, Ox's mother played basketball. That's number one. Number two, his sister played basketball. How do you think Ox got into the game? From women. So it's natural that Ox would big up women's basketball because this is who he learned it from. That's number one. Number two, I want to big up. Her name is, I want to make sure I get her name right. She's the head basketball coach at Jackson State. Her name is Tamika Reed. Tamika Reed, I don't know what these other major institutions are doing, but they need to pick up the telephone. And the reason why they need to pick up the telephone is because 5 years, Swiper, 5 years, in the last 5 years, she's only lost 4 games in the SWAC. That's it. Including 2 of the last 3 years, she's undefeated in that league. Rutgers was a big-time Division I women's basketball program. I know Vivian Stringer's in the Hall of Fame. Pick up the telephone and call up this woman and ask to talk to her because she clearly knows what she's doing. She's never going to get the resources in, and I'm a big-time HBCU fan, but she's never going to get the resources as long as she's there. But I'm sure she could coach at the major Division I level. But what they're doing is they're just recycling these bad coaches, and not just in pro basketball, they're doing it in college basketball too. If they give these other women a chance, you'll see that these women can actually coach. Shout out to Tamika Reed at Jackson State.
Yeah, but with that being said, too, Chill, like I feel what you're saying. Like somebody need to call it, but I mean, I like her putting on for Jackson State. I like her putting on for the SWAC. You know what I mean? Like maybe some other coaches should head to some of these HBCUs, you know. Well, you can't if you're not getting treated properly and they not putting the money in and you just kind of waste, like, I don't want to say wasting your time, but I mean, for lack of better terms, if you're wasting your time though, I understand leaving. But you know, I would like to see more coaches of her caliber stick around those HBCUs and, you know, mid-major conferences and whatnot too. But I understand what you're saying, Chitchat. She's doing a hell of a job and she deserves all the praise. I do want to say this though. Since we brought it up, y'all, we talking about women's basketball. I want to talk about
this was going to happen either way it goes. My man David Mujinaya sent through a $33.75 Canadian super chat and said, "Let's start the pod off by talking about women's basketball over the weekend."
Oh, Canada. But Brian, I know y'all seen that. Like the refs did not have to help them. I believe they would have pulled it out eventually anyway. But what those refs did to Middle Tennessee State University needs to be investigated. It needs to be investigated.
Beat LSU.
Ron, what I say, Ron, I said LSU probably would have pulled it out in the end. You know why? Because I told y'all 2-3 months ago, Flage is the best player on that squad, and it's not a conversation. Flage is that good. She is so dope. Yo, Flage is so dope. They probably would have put it out in one anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Middle Tennessee State plays their starters 38 minutes a game.
Ron, that doesn't and they rock too. And they rock. But Tamia Scott was balling. Savannah Wheeler was balling.
Savannah Wheeler got
Anastasia had Angel Reese on the block looking little. But they did, you know what I'm saying? Flage was going to turn up anyway. You know what I mean? They probably would have won the game.
Flage's not the reason they lost that game, and the refs aren't either. It's the fact that you got to play a team that's more bigger than you, just as physical, if not more physical than you. They have opportunities to rest, but more importantly, when you got a team that like LSU that's constantly attacking you, constantly posting you up, constantly in the key banging around. You can't afford for your top 5 players, your only 5 players, to only have 5 fouls. If it was the NBA and they had 6 fouls, maybe, but only 5 fouls in that type of game, that type of atmosphere, you lost from the beginning. If you don't have no bench against a team like LSU, South Carolina, Stanford,
that's
those
typically how it
teams
works at mid-major D1 schools, though, bro. When you play against bigger schools, you don't have the same amount of depth.
Yeah, and that's. You know, that's a recipe for disaster.
Ron, that's be that as it may. You know what I'm saying? Be that as it may. That was fine. They were the swing happened. They were up damn near 9. I think they went up 11.
Yeah, they did.
All of a sudden, bro. All of a sudden, I think they was about to go 14. Tamia Scott miss a transition 3. Boom, it goes back the other way. Tamia Scott comes and gets a block. Then boom, they start calling tic-tac. Anything. Anytime they touch any of them girls, it was whoop, whoop. I told y'all about Haley Van Lip too. I told you she's good. But she gets exposed on that defensive end. They had to bring in what's the Asian girl name? Paolo, whatever her name is. I told y'all, she the one.
Shout out, pal. Happy to see she healthy too.
Man, Savannah Wheeler had Haley Van Lith out there looking shook. That was a beautiful game, and the refs had to ruin it. LSU probably would have ended up winning that game anyway. They ain't need no help, bro.
Haley don't get as many looks as she should, though. And that's I think like Haley's shown that she could be a number one option. She's shown that she's competent on the offensive end, but just playing with Angel Reese and playing with Flage, I think they kind of look her off. It was a lot of times where she was open, and Flage was just like, "It's my team."
Well, Ashley Moore too. She dope. I believe.
Her as well.
She had her own squad. She came to LSU too. She had her own squad, and she been cold. But I'm telling y'all, like Flage the best player on that team. And once again, I think Angel Reese shows once again that she might want to stay in college, bro. She is not Asia Wilson, bro. They need to stop that comparison.
I just think the name Flage is just dope. That's a dope ball. I just want to put that out there. I mean, I don't really know much else about her and LSU because I really haven't been paying much attention to her. But I just think the name Flage is a dope baller name. That's all.
Hey, that's a good point, DK. I think the same thing about Ashley Moore. She should have stayed. She was at DePaul or Seton Hall. I think she was at DePaul. Ashley Moore, the other player on LSU. I think she was at DePaul. It was DePaul or Seton Hall. I'm not sure.
The chick with the braids, the white girl with the braids.
No, the sister with she had the long hair. She had the
number 24.
Yeah, she's dope. She should have stayed there because DK just made a good point in the chat. She might have tanked her draft stock going to LSU. It was DePaul. Yeah.
I know that the one girl, the point guard, she was at Louisville. She came to LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Haley.
Yeah, Haley. She was at Louisville. Angel Reese, she was at Maryland before she came to LSU. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, Angel Reese, she got to speed up a little bit, knock down that mid range.
Do you guys have anything else from the weekend with women's basketball that you want to touch on?
Cameron Brink, Stanford coming for it, y'all.
If you haven't tapped in, hold on. I just want to mention that South Carolina needs to be in the men's division right now. What they just did to North Carolina yesterday, that was ridiculous. That was beating them girls like 50 something to 18 in the first half.
That was dope too. Yeah, Audie Cook. Yeah, she went crazy. She went crazy.
Adia Monster. She the first freshman to have 40 points in the NCAA tournament, and the first player to have 40 or 90% shooting too.
Y'all remember last year when she was in high school? Like they was damn near like I'm not gonna say they was making fun of her, but like people was kind of like trying to clown her, like just because she's a heavier girl, she can't play ball. Like she be moving, she get up. I didn't like yesterday when they were playing Stanford though. They would catch her like on the baseline and settle for that jump shot. Now, mind you, she's a good athlete, especially for her size, but that's a jab, step, and go. Like, I'm jabbing it going. You get her going this way, and you go that way. And they just settling for jump shots. That's how come they almost lost that game. They almost lost that game, messing around, settling for jumpers. But, hey, Adi go. Shout out to her.
No doubt. Also, I want to shout out the Pac-12 as well. Regardless of all the hate, the Pac-12 is dominating the tournament right now. Might not win, but Pac-12 going to at least have 4 or 5 teams in the Sweet 16. So shout out to Pac-12. It's some good women's games tonight. You guys make sure to tap in. You got coming on here in about 3 hours. You got Ole Miss, Notre Dame. Check in with that. I'm excited for the matinee game tonight. It's a West Coast game. You got Utah versus West game, if you will. You got Utah versus Gonzaga. I'm excited to see that. You got Tennessee, NC State. That's coming on at 4 Eastern as well. What else you got? Syracuse, UConn. That's coming on at 6 Eastern. USC and Kansas, the best player in America. Showbox, the best show going on, period. From any, second best show from any player in America. USC and Kansas at 10 Eastern. Be sure to tap in and check out Juju. USC is playing against Kansas. That's going to be a good one. And also, you got UCLA and Creighton, too. And that's going to be at 8:30 Eastern time. You guys be sure to tap in with that. And also, how could I forget? At 8 Eastern, you got Iowa and Caitlin Clark versus West Virginia. Tap in, y'all. We're going to be talking about these games tomorrow for sure. No doubt about it.
I also want to point out, Ron, before you move out and move on, that in the women's bracket, I've gotten 4 games wrong. I think I'm doing pretty well on that women's
bracket. Didn't you have a whole set right at one point, Big Ox?
Yeah, the first. No, I ended up missing 1 game in that first round.
All right.
Yeah, you would have been all right if you wouldn't have hyped Middle Tennessee so much.
Well, no, my bracket. I got LSU beating them on my bracket.
Okay.
Come on, Ron.
You just knew that was gonna give him. You just knew that was gonna give him a hard time.
They got Fly J, right? They got Fly J.
All right, y'all. Since we in the super chat realm, let's go ahead and stay here. Right from the top, my man Dominique TV sent through a super chat directed towards Mars. He said, "Mars, what's your top 5 NBA players all time?"
Michael Jordan, LeBron, Shaq, Kobe, Hakeem.
All right, you do what you want with that. Jacob Boston said, "Chill was the Danny Ainge." Chill was the Danny Ainge of the Manifest Dynasty. He helped America get that land for a bucket of extra crispy and a 6-pack.
Not Danny Ainge. I hate that. I can't stand it. I really can't stand it.
But chill, are we gonna ever have a day when we talk about how dope Danny Ainge really was as an athlete? Like a lot of us don't like me, but Danny Ainge was a really, really good athlete. I believe he was even like a high school. I think he was like a 4-sport athlete. I think he was All-American in like 4 sports.
Played 200 games for the Blue Jays. Yeah, Danny Ainge is the world-class athlete. Yes, played baseball and basketball.
Right? Played football, everything. Danny Ainge was a beast.
Shout out Danny. Guess that's why Danny be disrespecting these other GMs when when they be coming to the negotiation table. For sure. Alan R said L-Dub, L-Ox. Damn, Ox, you done joined the crew.
You part of L community now?
Yeah.
That's tough.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know Alan R, that he finally put me in there. I don't think I deserve it, but that's all right.
Why do you throw you in there? What'd you do to deserve this?
Because he's a buster, that's why.
Okay. L-Dub, though, for sure. L-Dub.
And we got a member right from the top. The realist _Mar. The realist Mar. Okay. It's good to know. There's a real Mar and a fake Mar.
Me and Alan used to be cool too, man. Hate to see friends go.
He switched up.
Yeah.
Dang. If you haven't liked the video yet, go ahead and slap that like button. Shout out all of our new members and our new subscribers. Also, you see right there, you could chat for $1.99. And it's another tier up if you become a member. That's for $5.99, where you get to enjoy some other perks, some other content, and some other good things as well. www.playerschoicemerch.com. You see these good fellas up here. They got their X-Casual merch on right now. See, right now, they're currently ordering other merch. That's what they doing. They locked in. That's what y'all should be doing. Look, Swiper going to get his in. Hey, he's going to get his new gear right now. Check him out. Ox, soon. I promise you soon. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they can't get to you. I don't know what's going on, but I called them. I finally called them. And they said they'd be getting to you soon.
They probably don't got ox sizes, you know what I'm saying?
I saw
they got mediums for Swiper.
Hey,
you got jokes.
We
got jokes, Swiper. Is that what we doing early this morning?
Ox, we already been through this, Ox. Like I'm much bigger than you. We've had this discussion. Look at your shoulders. You have a straight line. You have a straight line from shoulder bone to shoulder bone. No muscle, no neck, no traps, no nothing. Your shirt loose on you, and that's a medium. That's what I'm telling you, bro. We the same weight class, homie. You ain't been in the gym pushing no weights. You ain't never seen 4 plates on each side in your life, my brother. This ain't the place for you. This ain't the combo.
I'm for sure don't do no 4 plates, but
yeah, this ain't the combo for you, my bro. That's it. This ain't no combo.
Definitely ain't light.
So what you saying is he disrespecting the name Ox?
Yeah, man. Nah, look. I don't care what you call him. Again, we had this conversation. You call him Elk. moose, deer, Bambi, ox, whatever you want to call them. Thunder and 6. Thunder and 6.
You don't got to take it there, bro.
I can't wait till we talk about that Shea Giannis game, by the way. Giannis moving up your MVP board or what, Ox?
I didn't check. I didn't see the game.
You ain't see the game? Chill. You ain't.
I didn't see it.
Chill. He ain't in front of Tatum? He ain't in front of Tatum?
Who, Giannis?
But he's still talking about
Giannis. He in
Tatum
front of
MVP
Tatum?
case? He's still talking it?
I mean, my brother Chill is, so I'm trying to figure out. You still got Tatum in front of Giannis?
I never had Tatum in front of Giannis.
Yes, you did. You had him at 2. You got Tatum at 2.
This season, I had wait. I want to make
MVP.
sure before the season started, I had Tatum to win the league MVP.
Okay, I'm saying you had him at 2 when I re-met you a month ago.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did. You were telling us Tatum was the best small forward in the league. He should be at the top of the MVP ballot.
I did say that. I did say that he was the best. I did say he was the best small forward in the game. But hold on. Let me make sure I'm clear. My dude is pressing me. I like it. Okay, so Jayson Tatum. I don't know. No. Jayson Tatum is still. I still think that Jayson Tatum is in the MVP conversation, but it changes. Wait a minute. We're not going to act like all of a sudden Giannis has just now leaped everybody. Well, wait a minute.
I ain't said that. I said he been leaped Tatum. I'm asking you, sir. Has he left Tatum?
I had him ahead of Tatum before the season started as a player.
I'm saying now. You said best team, best player. He's scoring, leading the team in scoring, all sort of stuff. I'm saying, absolutely. Can we get you on record that Giannis is ahead of Tatum on your MVP ballot? Yo, this is taking too long.
He said no. He said no.
What do you mean no? What do you mean no?
Yes, it's the opposite of yes.
No, wait, no, I know, but hold on. What? Chill. But why?
Not yet.
Nope. Why?
Winning matters, man. Winning matters.
I have to see. I have to see by the end of the season if he ends up winning it. If by the end of the season, even though I don't think Giannis is going to win the league MVP. I think Joker's going to win it. But at the end of the season, we have to see. I have him ahead of Jayson Tatum as a player.
No, but why is he not ahead on the MVP race though? What has Tatum done better than Giannis?
What has Tatum done better than Giannis as an MVP?
Win games.
That we can start there. They're at the top of the Eastern Conference, and he's leading that team in points, rebounds, and assists. We could start there. So with that also being said, I think in the month of March he's shooting. I think in the month of March, Jayson Tatum is shooting almost 50% on the long ball, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my gosh, 3 balls.
I think which is why the Boston Celtics are where they are.
No, it's not.
Hey, if we're going off the month of March, I got a sneaky MVP.
That's why they play in the way that they play because that's why
because of Tatum's 3-point percentage
because they shoot the long ball, not just
who
because of Tatum.
Well, who's there? Let me ask you this: What win do they have? What win do they have in the last 2 months better than that Bucks win yesterday versus the Thunder?
What win do they have?
Who they beat? The Nets. I got it. The Nets, the Hawks, the Bulls, the Wizards.
I gotta look at their schedule. Hang on for a second.
I'm glad you beat the Bucks like two games ago. I know Giannis.
Giannis.
What's up with this poll?
Tell Giannis be helped.
Bobby Portis masterclass.
Hey, and they had him by 20, and they had him 20. They beat
the Warriors by 600.
They beat them by 50. They beat the Warriors by 50.
Warriors.
And you're talking about a signature win. Which signature win would you like? What signature win would you like, Swiper? At home in the last 6 games, they're winning by an average margin of 30 a game. They're smoking everybody at home. Who else is doing that in the NBA? You know who else is doing that?
Nobody. I don't care about that. Who they beat at home? Who did they beat at home? Who did they beat? The Bulls? You want me to give them credit for Kobe White? No, stay out of March. Stay out of March. You want to give them credit? You want me to give them credit for Kobe White? But you know who they didn't beat? Hey, but you know who they didn't beat though? The Nuggets. Do you know who they didn't beat? No. You know who Tatum was averaging 18 points a game versus this year? The Nuggets. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Best team in the world, 18 points a game. You know, Giannis averaging versus Nuggets like 28 points, like a 65 true shooting versus the same team. Did you know that?
Didn't y'all beat them twice already? Since you brought that up, because y'all beat them. I think y'all beat the Nuggets.
They split. It was one.
They split. Yeah, they split the season series. Right. They split the season series. So I'm trying to figure this out, Chill. I need you to tell me directly, outside of 3-point percentage, what has he done this year? Not in the past. What has Tatum done this season better than Giannis Antetokounmpo from Nigeria, from Greece? This year, why is he the MVP over him? It's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm sorry, Chill. My bad. I apologize, brother. So,
again, I don't have Jayson Tatum ahead of Giannis. I think Giannis is a better player than him. Now we're talking about
MVP race.
This is what you're talking about and talking about the MVP race. The MVP race, again, what is the MVP race about? The MVP race is about who is the most valuable to their team's success. Giannis, being a defender that he is. I always felt like Giannis was the best player on that Milwaukee team. Jayson Tatum, on the other hand, that team is not rolling like it's rolling without Jayson Tatum shooting the long balls. He shoots the long ball the way he does. I don't think he's defending
like a
better.
+8 when Tatum's off the court, though. I'm trying to understand that.
That's because of the motivation he provides.
Well, you're right. Go ahead, Joe. Go, Joe.
I don't think that in terms of overall player, I don't think he's done anything better than Giannis Antetokounmpo. But when you got a player,
how are you an MVP ahead of him?
When you got a guy that's not a better player and hasn't done anything better than him, that doesn't put him ahead of him.
I don't understand it. But how is he more valuable to his team's success than Giannis Antetokounmpo? Why is Tatum more valuable than Giannis?
Because they're winning. That's why.
Nah.
Yes, that's what valuable means, because they're winning.
So wait a minute. So Devin Booker.
And not only that, not only that. Hold on, Swiper. Not only that, because I just brought up winning. Let's not act like this is the same unit in Milwaukee. They got Damian Lillard. They added a 25-a-game guy onto their crew. Right?
Chill. No, chill. This stops right now. You're not finna do this, because I sat up here and listened to you specifically and everybody else up here, and everybody else up here say the Bucks got worse when they lost Drew Holiday and added Dame. Okay, that's so. Chill just said they got better, and they got Damian Lillard now, so Giannis shouldn't get the MVP because they got Dame. They lost Grayson Allen. Bobby Portis got older. Brook Lopez got older. Chris Middleton was injured. Giannis has had to do everything this year, and y'all do what y'all did ever since he got that second MVP. Discredit him. He's better on defense. He's more efficient. He's just a better overall player than Jayson Tatum. It's not even a conversation.
I never said he wasn't.
No. Hold on, Ron. See, the thing is, Chill is a mastermind maneuverer. This is what's going on. Chill, and again, he's great. You're great at what you do, but you are a maneuverer. You be snaking through the grass. You know what I mean? You be bending off the edge. You're an all-time bender around the corner. Okay, this is what I'm trying to figure out, is how in the world are we talking about best player? I'm not asking that. I said this year, based on MVP criteria, more valuable. How in the blue planet, in a planet that's covered by 2/3 water, is Jayson Tatum been a more valuable player this year than Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Giannis VORP is higher, just for all intents and purposes.
VORP, man.
Thank you,
no doubt. You know how I feel about
for the MVP. Joe told me VORP is important. I'm like, that's why I brought up. Yeah,
Giannis VORP is important when it comes to league MVP. Giannis has been more. I have to concede. Giannis has been more valuable.
There we go. See the VORP helped.
Chill, you ain't have to go out like that. Chill.
You see how easy I bring up the VORP?
No. It's not about VORP. No. See, here's the difference. This is what you guys have to recognize. When you see, number one, I've always had Giannis ahead of Jayson Tatum. That's number one. I always thought he was a better player than Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum is on a better team. No doubt about that. Jayson Tatum is on a better team. And in the process of him being on a better team, he is producing at a high level. But what Milwaukee needs for Giannis to be on that team, if you take Giannis off Milwaukee, I think that they're barely a play-in team if you take him off that crew. I think if you take Jayson Tatum off of Boston, I think they hovering around the play-in tournament, like around 6, 7.
Wait, you think if they take Jayson Tatum off this Boston team, they're going to play in the Eastern Conference with the Hawks?
I was going to say 4 or 5.
Whoa.
They're way better than the Hawks. I
don't think they're top 5.
They're probably a 4 seed.
Wait. So if they run
hold up right quick.
You think without Jayson Tatum they lose 15 more games than they've lost right now?
Without Jayson Tatum?
Yes.
To start the season?
Yes. You think they lose 15 more? So right now they're at 57. You think they've lost 15 more games at the same time?
I think they maybe can win 50 games without Jayson Tatum.
Maybe. Hold on, but chill. They would have Derek White. They would have Derek White, Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Kristaps, Al Horford, and Jaylen Brown. They would have still that would be their rotation. So I'm saying with Jaylen Brown as their best player, with Drew upping his role, because volume's going up, with Derek White and Kristaps, with those 4 players, you're saying that they would be in a play-in situation in the Eastern Conference, battling with Mikal Bridges and Cam Thomas, battling with Trae Young. That's where they are. That's where they are.
It'll be Kobe White and DeJounte Murray.
No, I didn't say. I didn't say that. I said they would be hovering above the play-in tournament. I said
you said in the play-in. You said fighting in the play-in.
I did not say that. I said Milwaukee. I said Milwaukee would be.
I'm gonna ask you guys because I want to hear. I want to hear everybody. Where would the Boston Celtics be if Jayson Tatum wasn't on the team? Where do you firmly believe that they will be ranked in the Eastern Conference? Ox, I'm gonna start with you.
I think there will be. I'm trying to think of who would be better than him. I think the Bucks would be better than him without JT. Shit, but I mean that's damn near where the love stopped. Y'all know how I feel about Jaylen Brown, so I'm like, bro. Oh no, the Knicks. So
you think they will be the third seed?
I think they'll be the third best team in the East. Can I just say that without saying
the best team? Okay.
I think
they'll be the third best team in the East.
I think they're the 5th, maybe the 6th best team in the East.
And can we hear the 6 teams that you got over them or 5?
Let's see. I think Milwaukee would be ahead of them. I think the Knicks would be ahead of them. I think Cleveland would be ahead of them. Who am I leaving out?
You got Orlando, Indiana.
No. Mm-mm.
We need to talk about Jonathan Isaac, but just that's us.
Can we not more? No, can we please? After we get done with this, let's do that. After this,
talk about what?
We need to talk about Jonathan Isaac.
I think Milwaukee would be ahead of them. I think Cleveland would be ahead of them. I think the Knicks would be ahead of them, and I think Orlando would be ahead of them. So I think they would be 5. They struggled with Orlando last year with Jayson Tatum. They had a really hard time with them last year with Jayson Tatum.
All right, Mars, where do you think that would be?
Because
I'm not doing which team, because the MVP isn't about which team is better than who. It's about record. Record wise, they would be the number 2 seed in the East. Because right now the number 2 seed is 46 wins. We take away the Boston Celtics about Jayson Tatum. I think right now they're at 57 wins. They'd probably have about 45 wins, which would make them the number 2 seed behind the Bucks. That's where they would be. They'd be
46 wins is number 2 seed right now.
Yes, 46 wins is number 2 is the number 2 seed, and that's with Boston having 57, which means without Boston and Jayson Tatum, 46 would be the number 1 seed.
So what does that say?
If Jayson Tatum isn't there and the Celtics lose 12 more games than they are at right now, they'd have 45 wins, which would put them 1 game behind the Bucks. So they'd be the number 2 seed in my humble estimation. Yeah.
Which is 3 wins ahead of Oklahoma, which is 3 wins ahead of Oklahoma City, and which is 3 wins behind Oklahoma City in the Western Conference.
So would you call that a super team, Chill?
No, I would not call that a super team. Absolutely not. Like, we've already been over this logic of what a super team is.
I think 3+ All-Stars. So that's how I qualify. 3+ All-Stars.
I think it's vibes. I think you know a super team when you see a super team.
I just have such a difficult time with super team, but I want to stay on.
Well, I'm just glad.
So think about. First of all, I never had any. Jayson Tatum and Giannis were never in the conversation with me. That was never. That was
talking about MVP rankings for this year.
But even with that being said, the fact that they're going to win 65 games this year, the fact that they're going to win 65 games, and if you take Jayson Tatum off that roster. The Celtics, they're going to win 65
might win 67,
games.
68 games this year.
I said 65 on the low end. But if you take Jayson Tatum off that roster and now they lose another 12 games, 14 games, I mean, that tells me how valuable he is. Does that mean that he's the same as Giannis? No, because I think that the Milwaukee Bucks are a playing team if Giannis ain't on that crew, considering how much Middleton has been in and out of the lineup, considering that they're actually starting to defend better now. But they've been really inconsistent with their defense, and the fact that Brook Lopez has been really struggling as a defender. I saw him rim protect last night, sure, but he's been struggling as a defender. With that all being said, I never had Jayson Tatum as a player ahead of Giannis Antetokounmpo. Never had.
No, but that's not the conversation, though.
It was MVP. Chill. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm boiled over, and I brought the whole player thing into this. My apologies.
And the MVP logic, and the MVP, I really, before the season started, I had Jayson Tatum as the league MVP. Before the season started. That's where I had him at. But the way that Giannis has been playing, 30 and 11, basically throwing that team on his back, I thought he'd be an all-league defender if they were better defensively, but he's not. But the quality of wins that the Boston Celtics have had with Jayson Tatum in the lineup, they smoked Dallas on national television. Not only did they smoke Dallas, they smoked the Warriors, and they've blown out everybody else at home. And Jayson Tatum and Jayson Tate, with the exception of Denver, I'm sorry, with the exception
and Minnesota.
of Denver, with the exception of they already beat that. They beat Minnesota. They
didn't. It was a dogfight though. Tatum had to go crazy.
Last I checked, when the commissioner stands on the podium, he does not say congratulations, barely NBA champions. He does not say.
Well, you just brought up them blowing people out of home.
Well, both
they are blowing people. They are blowing teams out of home.
Not the West.
They beat Minnesota at home in overtime. Yes, they did.
They lost to the Clippers,
and they lost to them in overtime in the other game. So
they did.
Yeah, they did. But they all and one ass whooping deserves another, because like you just talked about with the Clippers, they beat the Clippers by 40 in their building.
Without Kawhi, yeah.
Yep. And James Harden was ready. Russell Westbrook was there. Paul George was there, and they beat them by 40. So
come on, Joe.
Yeah.
What's the problem with that? I don't understand what the problem is.
Joe,
with that.
let me ask you this, Joe, because I think we're having this is a come to Jesus moment in NBA talks, right? So I really appreciate the vulnerability that you're showing with this conversation about Tatum and Giannis and MVP talks. I think this is Ron's next, by the way. Some of this is, I think that the whole thing
he let me down.
I think the thing with the Tatum thing is, do you think right now, like, would you say right now, based on everything you've seen, you think he's a lock for a first team All-NBA right now, given kind of how the forward position is looking like, or even some of the guard positions?
Yes, I think he's a lock. Yes.
Okay.
Even in a positionless game, I think he's a lock for first team All-NBA.
So would you? He's at where is he now on your MVP race? If you have your ranking MVP candidates based on how everything has kind of accumulated, 72 games into the season now.
I think Joker's at the top of the list. Giannis. I do not. I saw a clear separation between Giannis and SGA yesterday. Clearly. But I do understand what the MVP race is. It's about what's going on this year. And what's going on this year, has Jayson Tatum been better than SGA this year? I still think he's a better player than him. But I think that SGA may have played better.
Shay's VORP is higher.
And even with his VORP, I think he
ain't even here, Mars. Go ahead.
I think he's got 50 30-point games, which, by the way, over the last, I think, 60 years, we've only had 7. I think we've only had 3 or 4 guys win the league MVP.
I couldn't think Durant, Harden, and whoever. Who else beat the other one?
Jordan.
I think Shea beat KD's Oklahoma City record.
He did.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan did it.
Well,
Jordan did it. Jordan did it in '88. Yes. Wilt did it in '67. He didn't do it. He didn't do it the years that he was actually averaging 50. That year he averaged 50 and 40. Now he didn't do it until he didn't do it until the year it was in '67 was when he won the league MVP.
Oh, with the MVP. Okay.
So you're saying you would have Jokic, Giannis.
Okay, all right.
Who?
Jokic, Giannis. Let's see. Jokic, Giannis, SGA.
Certain man in Dallas who's waiting for him.
Luka Tatum.
Well, you have Tatum at 5. Okay.
I don't understand the thought process.
Again, a month ago, you had Tatum. You had Tatum near the top. So you feel like in the last month, you just seen some flux, some like the players that have been outperforming. You feel like Tatum has just kind of been coasting or whatever. That's kind of changed your perspective on the MVP race. I understand.
I have seen Tatum be as consistent as he could possibly be, but I'm not putting Luka ahead of Tatum off the strength that they winning. I understand that Luka has been playing better, but off the strength that winning matters. And when you're playing on the best team in the NBA and you're producing what you're producing, I feel like that puts a guy ahead. Off the strength of that, we put you ahead of the other guys. And that's not just because it's tradition. No. Winning matters when you're talking about the most valuable player to your team's success. Sometimes it's the best player, sometimes it's not. I'm not arguing. You already know how I feel about Luka and Tatum, both as players. But when we're talking about the most valuable to your team's success, the Dallas Mavericks are hovering from anywhere between 7 and 9. The Boston Celtics have been at the top of the Eastern Conference for the entire year. Jayson Tatum is on pace to play over 70 games this year, and that's largely due to him being in the lineup. They have not had Kristaps Porzingis in the lineup the entire season. Jaylen Brown has missed games. Jrue Holiday has missed a number of games. With all of that being said, Jayson Tatum has been the only consistent in that lineup. And because he's been the only consistent in that lineup, that's a large reason why they're at the top of the Eastern Conference right now. And him doing what he's doing, the fact that his scoring went down from what he was doing last year to this year, that's largely due to the crew that he's been on. They've gotten better. And he's had to pick his game up when those dudes have been out of the lineup, and he's done that.
Yeah, look, I get it. I think that, look, I just want to hear your thoughts were, because I think that Giannis, obviously, he has just been consistently great this year. I understand the Adrian Griffin stuff, and they've been underperforming. I think that win versus the Thunder was really impressive. They dominated the Thunder on the inside. Basically, they started that second half. I don't think the Thunder attempted a shot in the paint, like got a shot off for the first 6 or 7 or 8 minutes in the third quarter. And a lot of that was because of Brook and because of Giannis. They were just obliterating them yesterday. And Giannis obviously doesn't have a real cover on that team. J-Dub was guarding him. Lou was guarding him at different points in time. Hope Lou was all right, though. He also got hit in the face when bleeding all over the place. But yeah, I just want to hear your thoughts on that. Okay, so I think
the Bucks have not been underperforming.
They have.
Their expectations were just so high, and you guys put so much on them. And really, I don't even think that's even the case. I think they just didn't look as good as everybody wanted them to look. I think that's all it is. Everybody expected Dame to be 30 a night. Everybody expected Giannis to continue to do what he's doing. Everybody, for some reason, everybody just expected them to be this grandeur team and basically have the Boston Celtics record. I don't think the Bucks have necessarily been underperforming. They've just been trying to figure out how to bring another all-star guy on. They transitioned coaches. Chris Middleton hasn't been fully healthy. They got the second best record in the East. They 44-25. Like that's
but I think
they're having a great season.
But
46-25, my bad.
It was their defense. Remember, they were 1-3 versus the Pacers. They were getting obliterated by the Pacers early on in the year. I think their defense was just really iffy. Giannis was playing well, but they just weren't the same team. Dame, obviously, his numbers been fluctuating a lot of the year. So I think a lot of that's why. And then Adrian Griffin gets fired. So I think that's a lot of reason why people just kind of go down on them. But yeah, they're playing better.
I try to tell y'all don't overreact to none of that. I tried to tell y'all that was just, it was a couple games. They had a couple bad games, but they also had a couple good games. I feel like we talked about it a little bit, but nobody brought up the fact that they handled the Celtics the way that they did. They had other good key wins too. But I mean, like I said, the problems got magnified a lot more than the good that was going on too. And on top of that, I really don't think Dame and Giannis have been that bad together. It was just early in the season, James was missing shots, and it wasn't as smooth flowing as everybody would have liked it to be. But once again, and this is why I keep saying that I have the Bucks, because the combination of those two together, whether their chemistry is on 100 or whether their chemistry is a little shaky, it's still a combination of two forces that you're gonna have to stop, and it's gonna be hard, especially come playoff time.
Do you think they can make the finals? What you're seeing right now?
Yeah, no. I have them winning the finals. Swipe.
Oh, you got the Bucks winning?
I have the Bucks winning the finals.
Oh no. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
I'm telling you, you guys really, you seen what they did to OKC last night. You guys for real, when it comes to greatness, you guys minimize Giannis's greatness.
Okay, first and foremost,
didn't I just big up Giannis the last 15 minutes?
You did, but you see, you don't believe that Giannis has the ability to carry.
I didn't say that. When did I ever say that? He can't close. I said he can't close over some other player, but he gonna carry 35 and 15.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think he has that ability to do it through the whole playoffs.
Who has the Oklahoma City struggled against the most this season?
Enlighten me.
They've struggled against the Lakers. And why have they struggled against the Lakers? That front line. They struggled against Denver. And why have they struggled against Denver? Because of their size. They struggled against Milwaukee. Why have they struggled against Milwaukee? Because of their size. So it's not looking at this Milwaukee team and going, yo, you see what they did to Oklahoma City? Teams with size are going to do that to Oklahoma City. And because Oklahoma City is at the top of the West Everybody thinks that they're better. They're Sacramento from last year. They kind of snuck up on everybody. But Milwaukee, Denver,
That's tough. I don't know if they're Sac from last year. They're better than that team.
What I mean when I
the
say
hell they are.
Shut up, Ox. You don't even
Them
believe
niggas-
that. Go ahead,
them
Chill.
niggas-
Go ahead,
them niggas
Chill.
ain't even that good,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Hold
Chill.
on,
Let that trail go by.
Swap. You don't run this show, man. Sit down and be quiet for a second. Yo, y'all talking about OKC compared to Sacramento, but how we've been beating their ass this year too, and last year. No,
Ain't nobody worried about Kings, bro. We talking about the conference
you
finals.
don't gotta be worried about it.
We talking about the conference finals. When we talk about the first round, we'll come back to you. Go ahead, Chill. Go ahead, Chill.
OKC because we are better than OKC. So
you're better than OKC.
So don't even bring them up. If
you said you're better right now than OKC.
We better. Yeah, we better than them.
Go back. Go back to your egg roll. Go back to your egg roll. Go back to your egg roll. Chill. Go ahead. Go ahead, Chill.
Back to nothing.
Go ahead, Chill.
I'm not going back to nothing. Hold on, because Sacramento is better than OKC this year and last year. They're two little DeMontis bullies everybody in the paint. It's just simple as that, bro. If you was watching it, you would know. But
I'm saying, but we talk about the conference finals.
Busy talking instead of actually watching. If we talking about the conference finals, if we can't talk about Sacramento, we can't talk about OKC. Simple as that.
All right, y'all. This is a good chance. Hey, y'all wake your game up. All right, don't fall asleep like Swiper. But if you do, like the video before you fall asleep. Want to shout out our new members, shout out our new subscribers. Welcome to the panel. Y'all see how we get down over this first 45 minutes. This is nothing. This is a light day. Happy Monday to everybody. If you haven't got a chance to go to www.playerschoicemerch.com, go ahead and do it and get your gear. You see what these two brothers got on right now. Go check us out. I got a couple super chats, and then we're going to keep it pushing. We got a lot to cover over the last weekend. Also, y'all see the title of the show. I don't know if y'all heard Adam Silver's comments on the All-Star game, but we will get that as well. But first, let me start with some of these super chats and some of our new members. Shani 2 times became a new member today. Shout out to Shani. Omar Berry also became a new member. So shout out to those two people and all of our other new members. Y'all the real MVPs. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Palmas sent through €1. Didn't say anything, but shout out Palmas. We got some good super chats too, alluding to all the conversations that we've had earlier. The first one is Winner. Winner said, "Chill. Thoughts on that Cavs game from yesterday? I was disappointed that they have up so easy, or that they gave up so easy."
Well, sometimes you get your ass whooped and ain't really no explanation. Miami just came off getting their ass kicked against New Orleans, so they was definitely ready for Cleveland. I turned it off in the middle of the third when it was down 40. I was out.
40.
They were down by 40. I was out. I didn't need to see no more. I was good. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't get any shots off. They couldn't guard the long ball line. Not just Jimmy Butler, but I'm watching Terry Rozier in transition. be able to get shots off. I'm watching them getting dominated on the backboard. Jared Allen can't finish around the rim. It looked like they were in South Beach last night. It didn't look like they were actually Cleveland. It just looked like they looked like a team. They just looked like a team that was just there. And like I said, I stopped watching after the middle of the third quarter. They were down by as many as 40, and I was out. They got pushed around. They couldn't guard the long ball line. Terry Rozier was getting downhill whenever he wanted. The offense was fluid. Bam was getting whatever he wanted in the paint. I'm good. And why y'all and before we go any further, why are y'all talking to me about Cleveland like I think Cleveland is going to win the NBA championship? I'm looking at the standings, and I actually want Cleveland to drop to the 4th spot because I think they can beat Orlando. I don't like them against the Knicks in the first round, to be honest with you. I think they can beat Orlando in the first round. My ceiling for this team is the Eastern Conference Championship. That's how far I think they could go. I don't think that they can go any further than that. I don't think that they can go to the NBA championship. Like when you say the thing that I recognize on here, which makes me nuts, is when I say something like, yo, I'm on this Cleveland train. Or, yo, you think they're going to win the NBA championship? You're delusional. I never said that. Never said that the Cleveland Cavaliers were going to win the NBA championship. What I said was I'm on the train and I like what this crew is doing, period.
James Jackson said that Mavs King game is really important tomorrow for one of those teams to be virtually be the inside favorites to stay out the play-in and get the 6th seed. How we feeling about this game tomorrow, fellas? Mavs and Kings.
We're gonna be on playback, man. Y'all come check it out.
All right.
W plug.
Facts. Who you want to play back with tomorrow?
I don't know.
See, you did too much, Ron. You did too much.
In case you didn't know, it's gonna be Ox and JD. You know,
that makes sense. That makes sense.
JD's a Mavs stand. Ox is obviously from Sacramento, so we got that. Y'all be sure to tap in on playback tomorrow at 9:45 Eastern time. It's gonna be a good game, very good game. Who y'all got winning actually?
The Mavs,
the Kings.
Come on, Ron. You know who's gonna win that game. We beating that ass.
All right.
Just the same Ox who was out on Sacramento like 3 days ago.
I wasn't out on Sac. I was just disappointed.
You said you was out.
Yeah,
I'm out.
I mean, you can give him some grace. They just lost to the Wizards. Like you're allowed to overreact.
I was upset. I said sometimes. You know sometimes
look at you emotional. Look at you.
You're right.
You emotional.
Absolutely.
I get emotional. I get emotional about my team.
So wait. So do you actually think they will beat the Thunder in the series, Docs, or are you just trolling?
Oh, that's one thing. Swap. See, the difference between me and you is I don't troll. I don't do
I'm sorry, you want me to respond to that?
No, I don't want you to respond to that. I want you to back up off that mic and mute it for a minute.
You want me to do what?
I want you to mute your mic.
Oh, hold on. Your internet is breaking up. What'd you say?
Big Ox, what happened? Big Ox, if you see Oklahoma City in the playoffs, why do you like your boys so much against them?
Oh, just simply because of Chat and DeMontis and all that matchup right there. That's the
difference in this. That's the difference.
DeMontis is just extremely physical. You know what I'm saying? Like regardless of how everybody feels about DeMontis, oh, he can't do this, he can't do that. He's just the physicality that he brings to the game, and even on both ends of the court. Now he might not be a top tier defender. I'm not saying that, but he's just physical on the glass. He's physical all in the paint. Like you see, Swiper. Something you got to understand is it's a jungle in that paint. You know what I mean?
Jungle.
It's a jungle in that paint. We got a white gorilla down there.
A gorilla?
You know what I mean?
So what are you, Ox? So what are you? You obviously don't live in the paint. You obviously don't live in the paint. You ain't got no chest, no shoulder. So you obviously ain't in the paint.
Why do you want to make this about me?
You a fish. You a fish out of water. You a fish out of water.
Why are you so obsessed with me, bro?
Not even a tuna.
I'm talking.
You a sardine.
I'm talking about Domantas Sabonis, the physicality he brings to the and we've seen it all 3 games we played OKC, which I believe we're 2-1 against OKC this year. So we got the series against them. It's just too much physicality for them to handle. It's pretty much that. So with that alone, I think we get OKC in 6, maybe 5.
All right, I'm running a poll right now in the chat. It says who will be better when it's playoff time? 63% of the fans said the Thunder.
I like that. Albino gorilla.
Wait, let me see how biased you are. Is Sabonis the top 2 white player in the league right now?
So we talking about just skin color white. We're not talking about American white.
Yes.
No, I wouldn't say that because Luka and Jokic.
What do you think he's 3?
Sabonis was born in America, right?
Yeah, he was born in Portland.
Is he the best white American in the league?
Yeah, if we go that way.
Yeah,
because he got dual citizenship. So Lithuanian.
Him or Chet? You think better Chet?
Oh, he's better than Chet. He's better than Chet.
No, that's what I was asking you.
He's better than Chet.
Yeah.
I think he's better than Chet for sure. And I don't think that's a crazy take. I'm pretty sure that's kind of a
just depends on who you are, what you value. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you
so do you think it's arguable that Chet is better, or do you think Sabonis clears?
I personally, Mars, I don't think it's an argument yet. If you give Chet maybe 2 seasons, I think it could be an argument. But as of today, no, I'm pretty sure I got DeMontis.
I think it's definitely a conversation because Sabonis does a lot, or Chet does a lot of little things that don't come up on the stat sheet. Chet really just he knows how to play basketball at a very high level.
Anchor the whole defense.
But you know that. We talked about on Friday though, especially when we were talking about on Friday remember we were talking about college and whatnot. It's just that. It's just that Chet has to get stronger maybe put on 15 pounds. After that, I mean, like in basketball, just like any other contact sport, your physical stature really matters. And
he's the reason why they're at the top of the Western Conference. He's the main reason why they're at the top of the Western Conference.
I think SGA is the main reason, Chill.
No, he gives them just so we clear.
I'm pretty sure SGA is the main reason. Chill.
SGA has a lot to do with it. But if you take SGA off, if you take SGA when what he's doing this year, a lot of that has to do with what Chet does. Chet is able to help them speed the game up. Chet is able, but with him being a stretch 5, he's able to open up the floor a lot more. He gets on the glass. He rim protects. They didn't have that last year, which made them a play-in team. Now, what that does is that makes J-Dub even better. That makes J-Dub better. He did get better, but that also made him better. The fact that he gets better looks because we got a stretch 5, because we got to do it in the paint so we can speed the game up. That enhances my transition ability. Same thing with SGA. That enhances their transition ability. But the biggest problem that they have is that he's still young. The Oklahoma City Thunder are on the bottom 5 in the league in both offensive and defensive rebounding. When you get into the playoffs, that's going to come back and bite them. 100%.
Especially when you got the Monsters back down there getting 20 rebounds a game.
100%. That's going to come back and bite them.
But
so what happened last night?
If you take Chet off that team, there's still at least there's still a 7-6. There's still a 6-7 seed. You take SGA off that team, they're the Spurs.
You think without Chet, they're still better than the Lakers?
No, they're not. No.
I think they're playing without Chet. I think they're a playing team. Without
which is
SGA,
what they were last year. So instead of being 10th, they're the 9th. They're the 9th team last year.
I can't give you. I think without Chet, they still got to actually get in the playoffs. Without SGA, we don't even bring them up.
Chet, I'm not arguing Chet's more valuable than Shea. I just think
that was my only point.
Yeah, okay.
Chet gives them something that they didn't have last year. And now that's the biggest difference in them being what they are this year. They didn't have a stretch 5 last year. They didn't have a glass cleaner last year. They didn't have a man that a guy to man the paint like Chet does. They didn't have that last year. Now that they have that, what he does is he opens up the floor for them.
I think I was undervaluing how much better. I think I was undervaluing how much better J-Dub got from this over the summer.
Yeah.
I'm not undervaluing that. No, I'm not.
When I say without Chet, they could be this or that. And you're like, well, they were last year. They didn't have Chet. Yeah, but even you take Chet off of both teams. This team this year is better than they were last year because people got better.
But here's the difference, though, Big Ox.
But also the West has gone better. Like just
show you right.
Bottom. So the record, even if if OKC they won 40 games last year, I think if they won 44 this year, it might still be the same spot in the standings.
Let's say 45 games. Let's say they won 45 games.
Mark, I'm talking about.
They put them in a similar
spot. I'm not talking about in comparison to everybody else. So let me take the seeding out of this thing.
Okay.
Let's take the seeding out of this. I don't know what seed they will be, but the team is still much better than they were. They got better, and if everybody else got better, that's fine. I'm gonna come back.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I agree.
Once again, shout out to the Thunder. It's been dope to see Chet really grace the floor, and he's also got better this year. SGA obviously took another leap this year. J-Dub damn near took 2 leaps this year. Other guys too are playing very good. They got an amazing coach. The Thunder they just got something special going on over there. But I gotta ask you guys: do you think they've overachieved?
Yes.
Do you think their record indicates that they're better than what they really are, or are they that good?
No, they're not.
I think they're that good.
I don't. I do not think that they're that good. I thought that they were a top 6, maybe a top 5 seed. I did not have them at the top of the Western Conference this season, and mainly because of what their biggest problem is. Their biggest problem is in the paint. And when you get to the playoffs, what teams do more than anything is they scheme on what your weaknesses are. And what their weakness is in the paint. And they can't guard in the paint. They can't rebound. They can't not only can they not rebound, they can't get consistent stops because of them rebounding. And when you go up against teams that have big front lines, when you go up against teams that get second chance points, like the Dallas Mavericks, like the Lakers, like Denver, like the Clippers, when you go up against teams like that, you have a very small margin of error. And if you can't rebound, you're not going to go far. And I think that's their biggest problem. That's why I don't think that the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to go deep into the playoffs.
Mars, can I hear why you think that they're this good? That their
Seventh in
record,
the NBA
is a
points.
pure indication of how good they are?
Because I think even though they have flaws, which every team has, you can find nearly every team has, you can find flaws in nearly every team. I think their strengths are just so clearly positives and so clearly playoff translatable that I think they're a very good team. I don't know what that means for where they're going to go in the playoffs. I don't know if that means conference finals, second round, or they might even lose in the first round, but I still think they're a fantastic team. One of the best half-court offenses in the NBA. That's usually a recipe for success in the postseason. One of the best half-court defenses in the NBA. That's probably a recipe for success. One of the best isolation teams when the game slows down and you can't get matchups, or you can't run a set offense and get what you want. You have isolation scorers who can get a bucket whenever they want. That's usually a recipe for success. Versatility on both sides of the ball, usually a recipe for success in a playoff matchup. And one of the 5 best coaches in the league, in my estimation. 7 best coaches in the league, just to be pessimistic. I don't want to make someone tell me to do a ranking. So one of the 7 best coaches in the NBA, usually a recipe for success in the postseason. So I think even though there's clear holes in terms of rebounding or like just size on the interior, I think they make up for it in the areas where they're extremely strong. And I think Mark Dagenhart spoke about it, and I think I brought it up here. They're willing to sacrifice their weaknesses if their strengths are that strong. They think they can overcome it. And I think that's being successful in that.
We did talk about that, Mark. I just don't. It's to me that's one thing in basketball I don't see. Like, okay, if you have a weak defense, we can speed the game up and score it. But just not being able to rebound, I don't got the IQ to figure out how to combat not being able to rebound. And I mean they're the 1 seed, so that obviously comes a lot.
1 seed,
2 seed, 1 seed, whatever. They're
also a good paint point team.
It's like hard to me. It's just so hard to understand how you combat not rebounding. And Coach Mike D, what's his name?
Mark Dagenhart.
Mark Dagenhart. That's it. Mark Dagenhart. He obviously knows what to do, and I'm just in awe. Like, you got to be a great coach to be able to do this and not rebound.
They combat it by forcing turnovers. If teams can't get shots up, you don't have to worry about rebounds. So that's what they do. So they're like, I think they might be the best team in the league at forcing turnovers, or at least top 3.
Yeah, I think
and they're one of the best transition teams in the league. So they capitalize off those turnovers, and that's how they speed the game up. If you can't shoot, we don't have to worry about rebounding. That's kind of what they're doing. And it's working in the regular season. Now in the playoffs, when the game slows down and you got more disciplined, higher IQ players, maybe you can't force as many turnovers. But I think it's matchup dependent who would destroy them on the boards. Now I think Sabonis is a problem for that. Jokic, Rudy Gobert,
AD.
If they make the playoffs, yeah. But outside of that, like I no disrespect to Yusuf Nurkic, who's a great rebounder. I just don't think he's going to be enough to get the Suns to beat them in a series.
That'd be a fun series, though.
I would love.
You think OKC beats the Suns in the series?
I think
it's a battle.
If I had to pick, I'd go OKC in 6.
J-Dub is the X factor, though, bro. J-Dub is the one.
I think Chet's the X factor in that swiper, and I think Chet actually has his way in that series too.
Has his way with whom?
With who?
Not Nurkic.
He does. Chet doesn't have his way with anybody, Ron. Don't do that, Ron.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he dominates Chet. Or I'm not saying that Chet dominates Nurkic. I'm saying Chet dominates the Suns. Defensively, the little things that he does.
But I'm saying, but how? Like, if they're going to be primarily focused on pull-up shooting, like, and KD's getting to the rim regardless. So that's the other thing. KD's going to get to the rim and get a high power. I'm not saying get to the rim and be a high finisher, but he's going to get a lot of fouls. That's just what he does. He generates fouls, especially in off. So I'm saying that, like, if you get to a portion when you're in a series, now if you're telling me like Grayson Allen's not hitting, Bradley Beal's not hitting, and I think J-Dub is the X factor. J-Dub is the one. If J-Dub's averaging 25 on really good efficiency or 23 on really good efficiency still, then that makes it really, really difficult because that's just a lot that you have to contest with because they got that Casey Wallace, Isaiah Joe. They don't play non-shooters except for Josh Giddey. But the thing is, Josh Giddey, man, he is the ultimate swing factor because if he shoots the ball well, then there you go. That's the series. The thing is, he's probably not going to shoot the ball well, which they're going to have to figure out, well, how do we get him out of the game? And then who do we put in that spot? And can they close? And then you get like the Gordon Hayward or whatever else. So I'd be curious to see how that matchup went. I do think the Suns have a good chance in that series if they're fully healthy, if they're all present. The problem is that's going to be their issue is will they have the continuity? Will they be fully healthy? And at the Thunder, we know they're going to be there. They're going to be young. They're going to be fresh leg. So I think that's why the Thunder can end up winning that series. And that probably could be a 7-game series for sure.
Yeah, that's the first good point you made in a long time, Swiper. I see what you're saying right there. Like
I ain't got a box here. I got a bag. So let me show you. I have as long as the Suns are healthy, I think they can knock that up, knock them off. I have this is my bag. This is where I put my takes. This is my bag. My bag is deep. There's a lot of volume in this bag.
I wouldn't call it deep.
I have another bag. I have another bag that's for the gym, the place you don't go to, you don't frequent. This is my gym bag. I also have another gym bag over there. That's a Nike bag. You don't have any of these. Your bag is limitless. I don't have anything to represent your bag. I have a small box in here for
you
technology.
Right. You don't have nothing that can represent my bag.
That's
you
it.
Right. You right.
Ox. You very fitting. As I said before the show started, you very fitting have a wall of bricks you've thrown up since I met you that are backing you up on this Zoom call. That's exactly what you have. Your takes are emblematic of everything around you. Bricks. Building a wall, building a home.
You don't know nothing about these bricks, man. You better stop it.
No, I don't know. I don't know nothing about bricks. You're right. I don't care about no bricks. All white bricks.
Anyway, y'all know everybody that know I be in that lab, Swiper. You better stop it.
Mars, you actually made a good point, and I want to make sure that I clarify that. I do not think that Oklahoma City is a good team. I think they're a fantastic ball club. I just think that the deficiencies that they have on their front line come playoff time, those are the things that are going to get exposed. And when I said that Oklahoma City Thunder, they're Sacramento of this year, not in terms of their team, in terms of how they snuck up on everybody. Nobody thought last season that Sacramento was going to be a top 3 seed in the Western Conference. I had them in the play. No, you did not.
No, I'm pretty sure he
called it. I remember.
He did say there would be a top 3 seed, and you called him crazy.
Mars, what bit of that was delusion, though? And what bit of that was
it? All of it.
He was right. No, it's not. He was right.
No, of course he was right. But what bit of it was him knowing ball, and how much percentage would you allocate to him knowing ball, and how much percentage would you allocate it to him just being a delusion?
All of it is the majority of it is delusion.
I'm of the belief where as long as you're right, I don't care how you got to the answer. I'll give it because he was delusional. He was right.
Chill. Why are you trying to do chill? It wasn't delusion. It was belief. It was faith. It was faith.
So if we have
faith delusion, but
so if we have a team that's in the play-in tournament this year, right? We got, I don't know, let's just say we got
the Hawks.
We got Atlanta. So next season, Atlanta brings back their whole crew, and I come up here and I go, wrong. I think Atlanta's a top 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. What evidence do I have to legit back that, considering what they did the year before?
Well, chill. In my defense, chill. I gave reasons why I thought we were going to be up there. I gave legit reasons. I was talking about De'Aaron Fox speeding up the ball. I was talking about how we played. We played this before that. I was talking about how we played deceivingly good.
A full year of Sabonis.
Yes. I was definitely getting there. But I talked about how we had guys that actually play defense, even though the papers show otherwise. We play defense in the a lot of ball pressure, stuff like that. I was talking about how we control the glass. I gave reasons, chill. I wasn't being delusional. I just had faith. But I don't want to get hung up on that, chill.
Like I was saying, the Oklahoma City Thunder remind me a lot of Sacramento last year, how they snuck up on everybody. I didn't think that they would be at the top of the Western Conference. I thought that they would be a legit playoff, not a play-in team, but a playoff team. I thought that they would be significantly better off the strength of Chet being there now and what he gives them. The point you made, Ox, about J-Dub getting better this season, that's largely due to guys like Shea getting better. Chet being there and Chet opening up the game, because it's a lot different when the paint is packed. Not only when the paint is packed, it's a lot different when we can't play as fast. How good is J-Dub in transition? How good is J-Dub when the floor is open wider? How good is SGA when the floor is open wider? When I got a stretch 5 that can knock down the long ball and I can get that big man out the paint. A lot of this stuff that these guys are doing, both SGA, J-Dub, a lot of the stuff that these guys are doing is largely due to the fact that Chet is out there. He gives them an element that they didn't have. That's not to say that those guys didn't get better on their own. It's just that I feel like Chet enhances that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like up to this point, the Kings are the theme of this show because the next super chat is alluding to them as well. Key sent through a super chat and said, "What's taking so long to talk about Jonathan Isaac's breakout game and the refs killing time and calling a BS foul to give the Kings the game?" So
I didn't. Go ahead.
Well, first, before we talk about Jonathan Isaac, let's talk about the refs BS and the Kings.
I'm not sure what plays on
Magic.
Where Jalen Suggs.
He pushed him on the hip.
No, I'm not arguing against the fact it was a foul. I'm arguing against the fact that the ref waited for De'Aaron to fall over to call the foul.
Well, Mars, in his defense, because this is the thing, Mars, because I think he would have let, because it wasn't like a crazy push. You know what I'm saying? He just gave him a little hip check. I think he would have let it go, but the fact that De'Aaron actually stepped on the line, he would have had to call backcourt. So it was just like, all right, bro, you pushed him. I'm not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
so
if it's a foul, you call the foul. You don't be like, did the foul make him commit a turnover? Then it's a foul. If he didn't commit a turnover, it's not like, no, that's not.
I don't know, because I don't think the ref wanted to, like, so I'm just looking at it this way. I would have been fine with not calling the foul just because it's such a tic-tac. Like, we're not going to stop the game for that. You know what I mean? And this is just the way I'm thinking about it. It might not be the proper way to ref. I've told y'all before, I was a terrible ref. I almost got beat up.
Yes, we've seen that PC weekend.
Oh yeah, that too. So just the way I'm thinking about it, I'm not going to stop the game just because you did that. Even though we all saw you do it. So if De'Aaron would have stayed on balance and been able to play, it would have been cool. But you can't. I don't think you can take the ball from De'Aaron when he clearly got pushed to go to the backcourt. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that's a BS call. I think it's just like, I have to call something. I'm not going to pretend like I didn't see him push his hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was a foul. I'm not arguing against the fact it was a foul. Chill was a ref. If you see a foul, Chill, do you wait to see what happens from the foul, or do you call the foul when you see it?
Call what you see.
Mm-hmm.
That's my issue with it. And I'm pretty sure they missed that one a play before with the Magic, which is why they ended up being another one. But that's besides the point. So
please get the Giants.
I just think that's the problem. But someone told me the only reason Jonathan Isaac isn't a perennial all defensive player is because he doesn't play enough minutes, right?
That's the only reason.
Tell me he's not one of the 5 best defenders in the NBA.
Easy.
Take it a step further than that, Mom. Take it a step further than that, Mars. Who in the NBA, if you think about all the teams in the NBA, who is giving you more value for the minutes that they played in Jonathan Isaac? I don't think that there's anybody in the
last year you could have made the Caruso argument, but Caruso's playing more minutes this year. I said Jonathan Isaac on a per minute basis is the best defender I've ever seen.
There's no guy that's giving you more value.
Name me a defender who's as good as he is in 15 minutes or less.
Per minute, though.
No. Ever, Mars.
Yes, name me a defender
in
ever
the history
who played
of the National Basketball
Association. Name me a defender ever who played as few minutes as Jonathan Isaac who's as good as Jonathan Isaac. You might say Ever's crazy, but you can't think of one.
I can't say
in that little bit of time, because essentially what Mars is saying is that you come in for 10 minutes and shut the door on somebody. That 10 minutes could be in the fourth quarter. That 10 minutes that 10 minutes could be in the fourth quarter. That 10 minutes could be in the third quarter when this team basically went on a run and he basically came in and shut the door on them. That 10 minutes could be something similar to that, as opposed to a guy that might be even more valuable than a guy playing 30 minutes and having a guy go 8 for 25. That may be even more valuable than that. But I'm thinking about the value of him playing the amount. I think he plays less than 20 minutes. The game before Sacramento, I think he plays less than 20 minutes. The game before they played Sacramento, he came in. He only played, I think, 15 minutes. He gave him 5 rebounds and 2 blocks. Who's doing that? Who's doing that?
Ridiculous. He can guard. He can legitimately guard 1 through 5. Not these fake statements they be saying about people who can guard 1 through 5 and they can't. He can legitimately do it. He can guard 1 through 5. He's extremely mobile. He can rim protect, help side, and as a primary defender, he can defend in the post. He can rebound. He can play passing lanes. He can do everything on defense, and he rebounds. And now post also break, he's making shots.
Does he close the game for them?
Huh?
Does he close the game for them?
In the game that's close, he's gonna be on the floor for sure.
Yeah,
every time. Yeah.
So is it essentially like they're waiting to the end of the game to really put him in?
Nah, he was playing a lot of early minutes, like second quarter minutes.
He comes at like usually the Orlando rotation is he'll come in like last 4 minutes of the first quarter, lock your team up for 4 minutes to close the quarter. Then he might start the second quarter a couple minutes and then come back in to close the half. lock your team up going into the half.
Mm-hmm.
Third quarter, you'll see him sparingly, and then if the game's close in the fourth, he closes the game every time.
Okay.
This my thing about what you just said, March. If you any forwards, I'm talking about 3s and 4s, it's gonna be hell with Jonathan Isaac. This is the Jonathan Isaac that we were getting right before he got like. This is him back. Like, okay, he's really back. It looked like Jonathan Isaac is turned the clock back. Like, forget all those knee injuries. And I can't say that he can actually, like, he can switch on to anyone. I'm fine with that. Like, we could switch, but that's not a.
I'm not saying you put him on Jokic and he guards him, but
right.
like,
so
you are comfortable switching him and he can hold his own, and you don't need to call for doubles every time. Like, you don't need
exactly.
If he got switched on to Aaron Gordon, we're not screaming double. Like, we good.
We want him on Aaron Gordon. I want him on Aaron Gordon.
I didn't realize, Ox. I think you brought that up. I'm glad you just brought that up, and I want you to keep going, Ox. I didn't realize. I keep forgetting he's 6'10". I forgot he's that big.
11.
Yeah,
I did not know he was that. I keep forgetting that he's that big. But keep going.
So I'm saying I don't want him. Like, we're playing the Kings. We're talking about the Kings. I don't want him matched up with De'Aaron Fox, right? But if he gets switched on to De'Aaron Fox, we're fine. Stay home because he can recover at the rim. When De'Aaron gets that stop and pop in the midi, he's long enough, tall enough to stay vertical. He's going to contest the shot. Jonathan Isaac is crazy. Like, even if you watch,
is insane. Like, he doesn't jump
on the ground.
Like,
crazy. And the thing is too, when he came into that game the second time, I believe it was like in the third quarter, when he came back in, he was on Keegan Murray like a blanket, Chitchat. You know how when you go into the game and they got that shooter, he's a 6'4", 6'5" shooter, and coaches just like stand on his toes, don't help off of him, stay there. It looked like one of those situations when he was on Keegan Murray like this, hugging him. Keegan Murray had the ball one time. He's trying to get open. He's looking around like, somebody come get the ball. Please help me.
Come get this
like,
off me.
Help me. Please, I'm begging you. Somebody come get this ball. I was feeling bad for my man Keegan. I'm like, bro, could you please go guard somebody else?
Hey, so y'all see this on the screen from my man Tay Luke. Tay Luke 777 said he was a plus 26 last game. So let me break this down for you guys who didn't tap in. And this is the Magic versus Kings game. First of all, Jonathan Isaac went 10 for 13 from the field, 3 for 4 from 3, and finished with 25 and 7. All in 22 minutes. So he did play more than his time, which is actually positive. I love to see this going into the playoffs that he's playing a little more minutes. Yeah. So we'll see how this trend goes. But I do want to say this. He was plus 26. I'm going to give you the starters in their plus minus. Jalen Suggs was minus 8. Caleb Houston started the game, and he was minus 7. Wendell Carter Jr. was minus 20. Paolo Banchero was minus 13. And last but not least, Franz Wagner was minus 27. Essentially, those 22 minutes that Jonathan Isaac played kept them in the game.
Mm-hmm. Oh no! He saved them because Paolo Banchero was out there looking like a putt. I was telling Bama before the game, like, Paolo is dope, but he's still so young and he's not going to dominate the way he's supposed to dominate. He was out there looking like a putt. Bro, I'm telling you, Jonathan Isaac. I mean, if that is what the listened and traded and got them a point guard like Darius Garland or something like that, this team, I put my money on them.
I said Jonathan Isaac is. I'm ready to move off of Carter too. I'm ready to move off of him.
Wendell,
you know Wendell?
Why?
I just don't feel like he does enough offensively for them.
That's fine. He's a $12 million contract, I believe. He's one of the best.
I'm ready to move off Markel. That's where I'm at with it. I'm ready.
Off who?
Markel. Yeah.
Markel could go. Cole could go.
Well, you need some bench scoring.
But yeah, Jonathan
Isaac is the best defender to never make an all-defensive team, and he's never going to make one because I don't think he's going to play enough minutes. But
you never know, though, Mark. I think this year could have been them getting him back into it, ramping him up a little bit. You know, this could be just that minute restriction year, just getting his body back healthy. He might, next season come out starting playing 26 minutes a game. You know what I mean? I can see that.
Teams are a lot more smarter now too. It's not just, okay, you got cleared by the doctors, go play 35 minutes. No, they're like, nah, you're really an investment. We pay you a lot of money. On top of that, we've done enough research. We've seen enough just examples to know that we need to bring you along slowly. Just because you're healthy doesn't mean you're ready to play 40 minutes a night. Doesn't mean we put you on that Tom Thibodeau schedule. We can ease you along. We can afford to do it. On top of that, it's a plus for the Magic anyways because they let the other players develop and get better to those younger guys.
I mean, if he can play next year, you don't want to know where I think Orlando can go. Because if he can play,
Mars, would you like to tell us where we think Orlando will go? Let's say Jonathan Isaac plays. Let's even keep it modest. 25 minutes a game.
You get Jonathan Isaac for 25 minutes a game, and you get a competent guard, any guards who can score and space the floor. Orlando are the third best team in the East.
And that's second at one point.
That's between Boston and Milwaukee. Although Philly. Yeah, Philly with Embiid healthy.
I think they're better than Philly.
3 or 4. I'll say 3 or 4 to be conservative. They're better than whichever. They're better than the Knicks. They're better than the Cavs. They're better than the Pacers. They're better than the Heat. And then everyone else is irrelevant.
Paolo has to dominate. Like in his mind, Paolo has to dominate. He can't go out. Paolo was looking to pass. You know what I'm saying? He was getting one-on-one matchups in the mid-range, and he was, take a couple dribbles and then kick it out. He would get DeMontis on what I thought was supposed to be a mismatch. You know what I'm saying? He'll take a couple dribbles to the rack. DeMontis will move his feet, and he would just stop and kick it out. Like, you're supposed to make a second on a guy like DeMontis. You're supposed to make a secondary move and get to the rim, get to that mid-range pull up. There's no reason for you to get a mismatch with DeMontis Sabonis and you at the 3-point line, and you end up passing the ball after taking 2 dribbles. You have
he's still a baby though, like he's second-year player.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Swiper. That's what I was saying before the game. Like the conversation me and Bama was having was the matchup between him and Harrison Barnes. I'm like, Harrison Barnes is a really good basketball player. He's a really good pro. Paolo Banchero is not just going to dominate Harrison Barnes because he's just too young still. He's better than Harrison Barnes. He's going to be better than Harrison Barnes. He's got more skill than Harrison Barnes, but he's not going to dominate Harrison Barnes because he's a pup. He doesn't got that. He doesn't got that part of the game yet. If he's not knocking down threes, when you play guys like that, I need Paolo to come out and be more aggressive than that, and he has to be. I
need France to start making open threes too.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
He needs to start making some open threes.
The Orlando Magic were supposed to win that basketball game
for sure.
Because you can't have a game like that from Jonathan Isaac and lose that game.
Man. They're gonna have
you
cannot
lose that game. When Jonathan Isaac playing like that, there's no excuse to lose that game.
What's Jonathan Isaac? 6'9", Paolo 6'10",
6'11".
He's 6'10", 6'11", yeah.
So Wendell's 6'10", Franz is 6'10", Paolo 6'10", Jonathan Isaac 6'10", and then obviously Markelle coming off the bench, or he probably should be starting at some point. Jalen Suggs is 6'4", 6'5". Like they just have like
Anthony Black is 6'7".
Yeah, they're big. They're not gonna have a weak defender that's playing for them, and that's gonna be heck to pay when you have to see them as they get older. I mean, honestly. It depends on how you feel about OKC too, but like they obviously have Shea, but I mean, just collectively, man, by the time they get to like 24, 25 years old, I mean, Eastern Conference, in terms of just a bloodbath defensively, that's going to be one of them series, maybe Toronto level good defensively, but we'll have to see. But they got a lot of talent.
No one wants to see Orlando in a playoff series because that defense is just going to be annoying to go against. And Jamal Mosley is one of the best coaches in the league too. So give him his flowers.
Do we need to do a coach ranking?
I was begging Jamal Mosley, like, yo, I know Jonathan Isaac is over his minutes restrictions. Could you please sit him down? Like, coach, coach, he's not supposed to play this much. It's a chair right there. Sit him down, coach. Oh God.
Yeah, we're gonna do another coaches ranking, just post coaches ranking for this season. We'll probably get into it in a couple weeks, just based on how you've performed this season. I know we did one at the beginning of the season. We'll do one now that we're at the closer to the end of the season.
I'm hearing that Joe Mazzulla should be near the top of Coach of the Year candidates because they're about to win 65 games. So I think that's interesting.
That's how it normally goes.
Yeah, but I think that's interesting because I think that that's just interesting. Why?
Is interesting? Yes.
Because it doesn't apply to everybody. Like, I think Mark Dagnall obviously is going to win this year. Mike Brown won last year because they superseded and overcame. Joe Mazzulla, they were the number 2 seed last year. They're number 1 again this year. They acquired one All-Star he was an All-Star 2 years ago in Drew Holiday. Kristaps Porzingis had an All-Star caliber season last year, and they got him for cheap. They're just have a very similar formula to last year. Obviously, Tatum and stuff has gotten better. Jaylen Brown's gotten better. Derek White's gotten better. They just have a loaded roster, and obviously they're taking advantage of the fact that they're sitting in a situation now where it's just like they're hunting and gunning every game, which is why their net rating is what it is. They're demolishing talent. But some of it's too, though, it's like, Mike Malone, they went to the number 2 seed in 2018-19. They won 54 games, didn't get coach of the year consideration for real. Like, I think a lot of coaches have made dramatic improvements over year to year, but I think Joe Mazzulla, I don't think any of us think he's a top 7 coach in the league. I don't think if you put everybody bar for bar, I don't think you think he's better than Spo or Malone or Pop or even Mike Brown in them. I mean, some people might say Steve Kerr, because Steve Kerr obviously doesn't get a lot of love at all for many different reasons. Mark this year, Chris Finch has done an incredible job with the Timberwolves this year, even going through the injuries.
He's done a really good job. Yes, he has.
Taylor Jenkins has done a phenomenal job this year, given the fact they've lost everybody on their roster.
Yes,
I just don't think that, like, I don't think just because you win a lot of games that you should just be at the top of the list. I think you actually have to look how coaching impacts the game. And I think how the culture, how they assimilate the pressure, young rosters, ascending rosters, managing aging rosters, all that stuff. I think all that stuff has to be put together. I think right now Joe Mazzulla's in the easiest situation of any coach in the NBA.
Well, I think Joe Mazzulla gets unnecessary hate.
I think it's actually the opposite of that, though.
Well, he got out coached, though. That's what happens.
Well, I think it's the opposite of that, of the strength that, one, he just got the job last year. That's number one. He wasn't even picked to be the head coach in Boston. And number two, just because you have an immense amount of talent does not mean it's going to work. You could screw this thing up. And he was in a position to screw this thing up. In fact, I was on record saying that if they were 500 at the middle of the season, that Sam Cassell was sitting over there and he was going to replace him. I think he's done a phenomenal job with his schemes. I'm sure he's made them into a long ball shooting team. But defensively, I mean, let's not act like Porzingis has been available every night. He's barely played half of the season. Same logic with Drew Holiday. He's not been available every night. But the guys that have been available, I think the schemes, the way that they switch, not only the way that they switch, how they defend in transition, that's a scheme that I feel like Joe Mazzulla has put in. And it's worked for this group. And they didn't have to take to what he was doing. They could have completely tuned him out, but they didn't. I think that he's done a great job, because the same logic that you brought up with Boston is the same logic that we can bring up with Coach Finch. I mean, Jaden McDaniels has gotten better over the last year. Anthony Edwards has gotten better over the last year. Sure, you got Rudy Gobert in the middle. That helped Cat in terms of being a defender and then being a rebounder. That's not – you can make the argument that wouldn't just be because of coaching, but in fact it is. Because he's got to put in different schemes, because I got a bigger front line. Not only do I have a bigger front line, I'm more mobile on the perimeter. I got better perimeter defense. I got better perimeter players. So I could very well screw this up, but he didn't. He did a really good job. So I definitely think that these guys need to be in consideration. Willie Green, on the other hand, I think that he's not a guy that we don't talk about nearly as much.
Willie Green, Jamal Mosley, all those dudes. I think they're all dealing with much more difficult situations. Ime. I mean, sure.
Hey, Mars. I'm glad you brought that up, Mars, because if I'm not mistaken, what are you, 1 game out?
Mm-hmm.
Here they come.
We play Portland tonight, and Golden State play Miami tomorrow.
But if the Warriors lose that,
which you should beat them.
Lead.
You should.
We should beat Portland. I'm not gonna say it's a guaranteed win, because nothing's guaranteed, but we should beat Portland, even though Jabari Smith got suspended for no reason. But that's besides the point. And hopefully Miami handle business and beat the Warriors, and then we're tied. But they do have the tiebreaker against us, so we have to finish up.
So it's really a 2-game lead.
We have to have a better record than them. But we play them next Thursday. So if all we got to do is win tonight, they lose, we break even and beat them next Thursday. That's what we got to do. I think it's possible.
All right, y'all. NW10 Gooner said, the world is healing. People are finally waking up about the super team merchant in Boston. He had the best roster last year and got another 2 all-star level guys.
People really dislike when you have good teammates.
This is nuts, isn't it, Mars? It's some of the dumbest logic that I've ever heard. It's terrible.
I think it's moving people in the post.
And just so you know, Swiper, you being a Denver guy, you're gonna have to listen to this.
Denver Nuggets win the NBA chip. No, I don't.
If the NBA,
it's a completely different scenario.
I'm telling you, if the NBA,
chill. They have one.
You didn't even let him finish what his point was. You didn't even know what his point was going to be.
Mars, first off, me and Chill arguing. You stay out of it. Go ahead, Chill.
What my point is that if they win the NBA championship this year, and I think they're going to win it next year if they win it this year. What's going to happen is later on down the line with Aaron Gordon, with Joker, with Jamal Murray, they're going to say that these guys, with them being together for as long as they've been together, that was a super team that he was on. That's going to be the logic on him. I think it's false, but that's what you're going to have to deal with. Off the strength that Aaron Gordon being a lottery pick, the fact that he got so much better when he was playing with Joker, the fact that Jamal Murray also being a lottery pick, he got so much better when he was with Joker. That's going to be the logic.
That don't make no sense. For me, it don't make no sense because they don't have a single player that's gotten any regular season award voting, period, on the roster other than Joker. They don't have Coach Malone hasn't got anything higher than 1 or 2, 3 third place votes finishes as Coach of the Year. They're going to have 2 players that should be all defense nomination. KCP definitely should make it. I don't know if he makes it this year, given how the guard rotation is stacked in the NBA. No, I think for me, the complete difference is the fact they have the Nuggets, and then they have an organically built roster that they drafted, and then they have competent pieces in Aaron Gordon, obviously, KCP, Bruce Brown, who came and gone, and then they have rookies and stuff they're building up. So no, it's not the same situation at all. But Tatum, they're drafting and accumulating talent around Tatum, like across the board.
And why is that a bad thing, though? I don't
think it's a bad thing. I think that's just basketball.
People just hate when the front office is competent.
Right. I don't understand why that's the bad thing. Oh, you got a bomb squad. Can imagine me playing on a team where the front office actually did their job and drafted the right guys and built the unit around you and did those things in order for you to win. They did the same thing with the Golden State Warriors. Imagine them drafting Klay Thompson. Imagine them drafting Draymond Green. Imagine them signing Andre Iguodala. Okay, sure, they went and got KD, but the other guys, imagine them doing that. Now all of a sudden, this is a super team. I mean, they did a good job in drafting. What's the problem?
What's funny to me is that when KP got traded to the Boston Celtics, everybody kept telling me how sorry KP was. He's not good. He doesn't do anything in the playoffs. He can't do this. He can't do that. Then I said, well, he actually has never had the opportunity to be a second, third, fourth option. Sometimes he's always had to be. And the other time he was stuck in the corner playing over there with that terrorist grenade launcher that they got down there in Dallas. You know what I mean? And now all of a sudden, after this year, KP saw what he could really do. All of a sudden, they're like, well, they got Kristaps Porzingis. It's not fair. But just 6-7 months ago, KP was sorry, injury prone. He can't do anything in the playoffs. Y'all gotta make up your mind. Y'all like, what is it? You know what I'm saying? Which way is it gonna be? You can't have it both ways.
I was pushing the KP to Golden State agenda, so that's why Golden State did a terrible job drafting.
I would have loved to see that too.
But you know what? I'm praying on that downfall now. So, you didn't trade for KP. Now you're trash.
All right.
Hold on, Ron. Toast, that's not true. I hate the fact that KD went to the Warriors. Let's kill that right now. I didn't say anything about how the Warriors built that unit. I hate the fact that KD went there. Get your story straight. That's not what I said. Lying mother.
Toast, you the first one this week to get put in the box by Chill. Hey, many more to come. Y'all stay tuned. Many more to come. Goat James said, again, any bigger frauds than Sabonis and the Kings. Playing versus teams on their second night of back-to-backs this season, and the NBA saved them again versus Orlando. Waste of a playoff spot.
So are you so James, I want to ask you something. Are you saying that when the NBA
Goat James.
Full ain't no goat. When you're telling me that if we play a team on the second part of a back-to-back, which every team in the NBA has back-to-back games, you're supposed to like lose or what? I'm not.
He's just told you that the Kings are above his team in the standings because his team can't beat the Kings in a game. That's all it was. If the Lakers were able to beat the Kings, they'd be above them in the standings.
Oh, that's the Lakers fan. Oh, go James.
Yeah,
wow.
He's just upset that his team can't beat the Kings, so now he's just trying to find any reason to.
You know what, Mars? I wish you would have told me it was I should have paid attention. He was a Lakers fan because I don't really acknowledge him. Shouldn't even respond to him. Lakers fans.
Another super chat from MBRK, the Great. Said purely hypothetical, but imagine the Rockets landed Wemby. Genuinely think they'd be top 3. Don't want to push it too much, but what do
we good on Wemby? We good on Wemby. Nah. I seen how he celebrated when Houston got the 4th pick. He didn't want to be here. He thought we was dysfunctional. He thought we had no future. And okay, 15 wins. Bum. We good on it. We don't want it. Go stay over there. 15th seed, and you want to celebrate not going to Houston. Now look at us.
Trash.
I know he would love to have had Fred VanVleet and Jalen Green get him the ball instead of Trey Jones and Devin Vassell. But nah, he want to hate. It's cool. Stay on that side. Yeah, stay on that side. Yeah, Jeremy Sohan at point guard, right? That's what you wanted. Jeremy Sohan at point guard. Houston wasn't good enough for you. Say no more.
There you go. Wemby went to the right team in Texas. We got a couple new members. KG San and Marcel Sanders all became members today. Shout out to those two and everybody else that became members. Shout out all new subscribers. Shout out to the 1,327 people to be exact that's watching the video right now. You guys are loved by Players Choice. We love you guys. Appreciate you for tapping in. Appreciate everybody that's been in here the whole time as well. We got a couple more super chats. I'm showing y'all love today. Marcel Sanders, he just became a member and he shot through a super chat as well. He said, if we're talking about Jonathan Isaac, let's talk about Paolo. His playmaking is underrated for a guy that's 6'10", 250.
Why doesn't he rebound? Why isn't he a double-digit rebounder? That's the problem that I'm having with Paolo. I think Paolo is fantastic. I think he can be great offensively. He needs to be a better rebounder than what he is. I think they'd be better if he was a better rebounder.
Why he want to be out there being a playmaker? I'm tired of that. And with basketball, everybody, Mars, hold on, check me out.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Everybody like, oh, well, this player can't do this part of the game. He can't do that part. He can't do that part. I feel like as long as if you compete on defense, and let's say if you compete on defense and I'm a scorer, that's fine with me. Like, okay, I don't just if you can give me 19 points, 9 rebounds. I don't need you to be trying to give me 20 or not 20, but I don't need you trying to give me 9 assists. Play your part of the game. Everybody can't be good at everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. Paolo, why are you out here trying to be our facilitator anyway? I was just talking about that a couple minutes ago. Stop passing the damn ball. You know what I'm saying? You got one-on-one matchups. You're supposed to be such this great scorer. Why are you passing? If you get double teamed, okay, move it. But you're one-on-one, mid-range, or on the 3.
I mean, he is trying to
with centers. I don't need you. We don't need that.
I mean, he is trying to expand his game. Don't get me wrong, Big Ox. I mean, he is trying to expand his game and get better as a distributor. I don't want to be a black hole. Don't get me wrong. I don't.
In a one-on-one matchup, chill. That's not a black hole. That's not being a black hole.
Sure.
You can improve, but it's also an IQ thing too. Like there's a time and place for everything. There's a time for me to find open shoot. There's times when I need to try to kick it out to Jalen Suggs when he's shooting threes. But this isn't the time for that. Right now, it's time for you to get to the rim. It's time for you to take. You got Keegan Murray messed up on you. Get him to the paint. Take him to the cut. You got DeMontis. You make a move, step back. DeMontis is back there. Shoot that 17-footer. You know what I mean? Like
so you're saying he's too passive, basically, is what you're saying. He's too
passive. But I've seen Paolo when he's being aggressive. Matter of fact, perfect. The first time we played them in Sacramento, it was the Paolo and Malik show. Paolo was not passing that ball, and he finished with like 44 or something. He had like a career high. His career high in says when he's aggressive, bro, he's one of the best. He's one of the best players. I'm not gonna say like he's a top 10. I'm not gonna say that. But when he's being aggressive, he's really good. He's hard to stop. You have to send a double when he's being aggressive. When he's being passive, though, they're so beatable. They're so beatable.
I agree with you, Ox. Paolo's really that good. He's really that good. And I'm not saying that, like, I like his playmaking. I like the fact that he's demonstrating the fact that he could play make. But I think Paolo needs to post up more. And I think he needs to be a little more aggressive on the box for a dude that's that big and that strong. 6'10", 250, built like a lumberjack, but also mobile too. Paolo's a matchup problem for any big in the NBA. Any big.
Not any big, Ron, anybody. Like the best, you know what I'm saying? The best matchups for him are guys like who's on his team, Jonathan Isaac, Jaden McDaniels. You need to be big, long, strong to be able to guard him. You got to be quick. You have to be, when you're playing a guy like Paolo, you have to be quicker than him, but close to it strong. Because he's one of those guys where if he's going to the rim, you know how it is. Like if you guarding somebody that big and they're going to the rim, if they catch you on their hip, you can't stop that bucket. He's too strong. He's too big. You have to get in front of him. So in order than that, you have to be faster than him. He's a matchup nightmare. What is he? 6'10", 6'9"? He's big. 6'10". He's strong, bro. And he has a good shot too. He can. So what I'm saying is he's a matchup nightmare because if you do beat him to the spot, he got the ability to stop on the dime, elevate, and shoot that pull up midi. He's just not doing it sometimes, and it really pisses me off because Paolo is dope. That's half the reason I be saying Franz is better than him, because Franz got that dog in him. I just think Paolo to think kill every time you're on that court. Stop. He got that Paul George shit in him, where sometimes he's just out there just playing basketball. Like, bro, you're supposed to be a murderer. Like, what are you doing? It's red rum every time you get on the court, bro. And I don't like that from Paolo.
You think he that nice?
Chill, yeah. I think he that nice. I think, hell yeah. I think he's cold. Chill, like because what I was just explaining, chill. He has pretty much everything in his bag. He doesn't have a whole bunch of tween. He's not doing all that, but he can get to anything. He's quick enough, strong enough, big enough, and has a nice touch. He's explosive to the rim too. So I'm trying to figure out what is it that you're lacking on offensive end. If the thing is, stop trying to improve your passion and start trying to improve your one-on-one game, because that's what they need.
He has it though. It's just a matter of him being aggressive and him just like realizing like, yo, it's time for me to go. That's all it really is. And once again, like I think the most underrated part about Paolo, which is actually ironic because you would think it would be the other way around, is his post game. I think like on the block, Paolo really got footwork. He showed it at Duke, which really surprised me because he from my backyard. I thought he was just doing that just to bigger guys. I was like, okay, you're just dominating because you're 6'10" and everybody else is 6'6", 6'7". But when he got to Duke, he showed us like, no, I'm like that in the post, which took me aback. Then he showed it again last year in the NBA that he actually got footwork. He got post moves. He's nice. He'll pivot, pump fake you, jab step you, all of that. And then he showed it in the mid range too, or in the mid post. But I like him really on when he gets good deep positioning on the block. I don't think nobody has anything for Paolo.
Right, and chill. This is the thing too, because when we played him, mind you, Trey Lyles is hurt. You know, Trey Lyles is that's my guy. That's our saving grace off that bench, him and Malik Monk. Right. So we don't got Trey Lyles. That means you're matched up with Harrison Barnes, and then you get matched up with Keegan Murray. I'm a fan of Keegan's defense, but against a guy like Paolo, Damo, don't you think Paolo should be torching Keegan Murray when he's 10 feet away from the rim? Like, if you get Keegan Murray matched up on you, Paolo, Keegan's a little smaller than you, yo, you should be killing Keegan.
No, I think Paolo's doing actually more than I expected him to do his second year. I love the passing. I think the most underrated part about his game is his passing. And I feel you. I mean, of course, when you're supposed to be the best player and on your team and you're leading the playoff team, we want you to be a killer. So I'm not even mad at trying to have him have a killer mentality. Hey, go at people. I can get that. Definitely subscribe to that belief. My thing is, I'm not mad at his passing because, one, again, I think that's his most underrated attribute. And two, it's not like he's just making simple passes because he doesn't want the ball, or he trying to make simple passes to get the ball out of his hands because he doesn't have a killer mentality. I've seen Paolo this year make a lot of great passes I did not think he would be able to make in year two, passes I did not think was in his bag. I'm talking cross-court one-handed passes. I'm talking about passes with needle thrower on Hall of Fame for all my 2K heads. Like, he's making passes I did not think he had. So with that, I feel like he's establishing himself as more than as a playmaker. He's trying to establish that Paolo is without a doubt a playmaker. We're not going to tell. I mean, I'm not going to say we're not going to tell. When it comes to guys like the better playmakers in the NBA who can also score, we have an understanding that that's a part of your game. That's a part of getting your offense going. And with a guy like Franz, who's going to be, in my opinion, that's the guy that's going to be on goal all the time. I'm here to get a bucket. His pass definitely isn't bad, but I thought going into the season, and maybe this is just a lack of me watching the Magic as much as I thought I was watching them last year, and I guess I wasn't. I thought him and Paolo were on the same level of playmaking. It was just about, figuring out to get a one in there to really do it. Well, this year, Paolo was showing me, you don't need no damn one to come in there and really do it. Keep Jalen Suggs there to play defense. I'll play make. And if he's going to be the guy that's going to be the lead playmaker for this team, and also any given night he's the best scorer, and if France is going, okay, I can go into the number 2 scorer role, LeBron-esque, I think that's absolutely fine for them. You just build around that. But I feel
that. Yeah, I could dig that. I could dig that for sure.
What's going on, Damo? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great, man. It was a great weekend. I know no one's talked about it, but highlight of my weekend, hey, man, that boy Ball proving me and Shaq right, because matched up against Wemby, and I didn't see a difference. I didn't see a difference. That was a highlight of my weekend. You know, Lakers got some wins. That was cool. There was some great games. The Pacers and Warriors game was definitely fire. It was fire on playback on Friday. Hey, Ron, you know, we was having a good time out there. But yeah, my highlight was Bobo and Wemby going at each other and Bobo not backing down. What do you say? Y'all dick line, bro. I get it. I love it. Fire quote.
that was elite.
All right, y'all. Well, you know what time it is right now. Damo enjoying the show. I got my guys up here. We ready to get into the main topic. Adam Silver announces that Team USA and Team Europe may actually be a thing for All-Star Weekend. Now, you guys know it was a big controversy with All-Star Weekend just lacking a competitive nature like it did in the past. And that's been one of the ongoing topics. But Adam Silver finally spoke on it. Let me go ahead and put it on the screen so you guys can hear what he actually said. Oh, and by the way, this is straight directly from Players Choice's Instagram. If you don't follow Players Choice on the Instagram, it's Players Choice Show. Go ahead and click that follow button. Also, follow us on TikTok, too. But here we go. Let me get into it. Let me know if you can hear this, or let me know if you can't hear this.
Particularly young players, they see it as, again, a mid-season break, an opportunity to have fun, an opportunity to take break from a very long season. I mean, we roughly have 1,300 games over the course of the year, all incredibly competitive games. And I think they see that as something different. They see it, I mean, there's always an entertainment aspect to our league. And I think it shifted from when you were a player. And I think to the point where when I saw the popularity of Steph versus Sabrina, see what's happening in the women's game, that we should just be looking to do different things and just make it a celebration of basketball. I mean, we're going to look at U.S. versus international. I just think maybe we're past that point where we're going to play a truly competitive game. And it's, by the way, it's happened in other sports.
Especially if the players aren't into it.
I'm going to play that one more time for those that didn't hear it.
I think particularly young players, they see it as, again, a mid-season break, an opportunity to have fun, an opportunity to take break from a very long season. I mean, we roughly have 1,300 games over the course of the year, all incredibly competitive games. And I think they see that as something different. They see it, I mean, there's always an entertainment aspect to our league. And I think it shifted from when you were a player. And I think to the point where when I saw the popularity of Steph versus Sabrina, see what's happening in the women's game, that we should just be looking to do different things and just make it a celebration of basketball. I mean, we're going to look at U.S. versus international. I just think maybe we're past that point where we're going to play a truly competitive game. And it's, by the way, it's happened in other sports.
Especially if the players aren't into it.
Talk to me, fellas. How y'all feel about this?
I'd actually like it if it was actually competitive. I wouldn't have a problem with it at all if these guys actually competed in it. Yeah, I think it would be a good thing. And
do you just start putting overseas guys in the All-Star game just to balance out the rosters? Like, yes. There's 24 players. How you just magically make it 12 overseas guys? Like, how does that work?
Well, I mean, you got obviously Jokic, Luka, SGA.
Giannis.
So SGA would count as
Embiid.
Who's Canadian?
SGA would count as the non-US.
It's USA versus the world, right?
Embiid is American.
Well, I think Embiid can play.
No, he isn't lost.
You can't represent Team USA.
I'm going to say they're going to do a loophole. They're going to do a loophole. They're going to do a loophole.
He got like dual citizenship.
No, but you can't represent Team USA at the Olympics and then play against Team USA for the All-Star game. That wouldn't make sense.
Well, you could.
They're going to do a loophole. They're going to do a loophole with Embiid. I'm telling you.
They'll probably do players born outside of the U.S.
Yeah, I don't think they'll make a super big deal.
Kyrie
But no, because DeMontis got to play with the world team.
So who's Kyrie play? Who's Kyrie play with?
Oh no.
I think they're going to leave it up to the players. I think they're going to leave it up to the players to decide. Like, if there's a questionable guy, if it's a Kyrie, if it's a Sabonis, if it's a Embiid, I think they're just going to leave it up to them to decipher what team they want to play for. If Kyrie says I want to be on Team World, I mean, he's going to be on Team World. That's just for the NBA. I mean, and if anything, I guess they'll probably do, 2 8-man rosters? So 16 total people?
So there's less All-Stars now?
I mean, for this, technically it'll be one more. Oh, well, no, it is. No, it's less All-Stars. Yes, it's less All-Stars.
But there's enough international players.
In the league that's more talented, less All-Stars? I guess.
I think there's enough international players.
Guys get snubbed anyway, Moss. So it's not like
and now we're going to make even better players get. But I mean,
to sacrifice the All-Star game to actually make a more competitive, more watchable game, absolutely. Why wouldn't I do that? Yes, absolutely.
I'm down with that.
It's a couple younger guys that
there's financial incentives.
Don't forget Wemby. You know,
Wemby's and Sengun too, though. I think those are two guys that may potentially be able to go ahead and get that All-Star bid, and then Sabonis as well. That's 3 extra guys that weren't All-Stars this year that could potentially be All-Stars next year.
But that means they're going to have to take spots from American players.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Those 3 guys that I just named, I think they're all capable of being All-Stars.
Hey, but you can have a 12 to 15 man roster. I think you have a 12 to 15 man roster of Euro players. Now I think about it, we might be selling some guys shorts going forward. Like we're not anticipating guys take.
But y'all already know how they're
going. Guys getting better. Oh wow, I'm lagging. Great.
Now you was just lagging. I don't know. You good now?
Oh, bet. Yeah, I'm straight. I guess we're not taking into account guys getting better. The guys that are coming into the league, things like that. Because again, this is a rule to be implemented going forward. We don't know what the future holds. We don't know if next year there's not going to be 15 genuinely good to great Euro players. And with this, it's not going to be on the scale of you're comparing a Sabonis to Anthony Davis, and that's deciding who gets snubbed. Now it's 2 separate categories. Now, if we want to say some American guys might get snubbed now because X, Y, Z, cool, but I don't know how many Euro guys are going to be snubbed because of the Euro side.
No, they're not going to get snubbed. There's going to be people who shouldn't make it who are going to make it. Like, there's going to be
and what's the criteria going to be?
Caliber players who are going to make it because they're
if players 12 through 15 or if in any other year would not be considered all-stars, I'm not mad at that. The issue I would have if players 6, 7, and 8 are genuinely not all-star material and we're just putting them in there, I'll be on your side more. But if we're talking about the end of the bench for this roster, all right, especially in year 1, I'm not mad at it.
And what's the criteria for these guys in terms of the world squad? Is it going to be like, Jalen Green, I think his mother's Filipino. So does that matter?
They might could do that if they need to have a competitive roster. Right. But this is what I worry about. I'm worried about protesting and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because the American players might start protesting and be like, man, foreigners are taking our jobs. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be careful for stuff.
That seems to be a problem in the US.
It could get real political. You know what I mean?
I'm
just saying.
The NBA getting political.
It can get real political.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We might have to put a cap on how many overseas players can enter the league at some point. I don't know.
They do it in Europe, so
might have to be the rules. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know how it would work, but I'm assuming Adam Silver has people working who can figure out how it works. I just think right now with the current landscape of the NBA.
I'm not sure. I'm not
sure the overseas.
Okay,
not overseas. The non-United States players, they have enough to fill our roster.
Well, let's see. I'm just not trying to see the guys walking around talking about, let's make America great again. You know what I'm saying? All that. Let's make the NBA great again. You know what I mean? Like, we don't got time for that.
Real quick, how many players are we saying is going to be on the roster? 12 or 15? How many players?
12, right?
12. Okay, Luka, Giannis, Shea.
Jokic,
Wemby.
By the way, I genuinely just pulled up the league leaders and I just went up points just for now just to see a mass amount of great productive Euro players. So that's why I'm like for well, again, I'm just going in order of this list. So give me a second. Marketing, then we got Wemby, and again, this isn't the list. I just kept saying Wemby, so now his name stuck in my head. Wemby, let me see, Siakam, Sengun. I said Wemby already. Sabonis, that makes 9. France makes 10. We had the conversation about Jalen.
We're getting to the point where we're reaching.
Now
France is reaching.
Jamal Murray.
Yeah, because after France, you're going to say Jalen Green's mom is Filipino, and then we're going to get to.
So we had the conversation. Again, well, Bam is considered American, so yeah. Now we are actually. Okay, so we got the 10. We got the 10, and if we're not going to consider. Jalen Green, then cool. Rudy Gobert.
You can.
Rudy Gobert 10.
What about Jamal Murray in SGA?
I mean,
he said SGA. Jamal Murray is Canadian. Yeah, go Jamal
Murray is. That's 11.
It's international. So
yeah, Jamal Murray makes 11. And I mean,
don't forget Cat too.
Technically, Cat
plays for Dominican Republic, right?
Yeah, Cat.
So that's outside. Boom, that's 12. That's
hold up, fellas. Let's do this. It wouldn't be
in order
PC.
To make a All-Star game, you gotta have it's how many guards and forwards? It can't. We name 25 bigs of the 12 players.
So let's name the guards first. You
It was
got
Luka Shea, Jamal Murray, and that was the only guards.
Luka Shea,
Franz?
Jamal Murray.
He's a wing.
Yeah, there weren't that many guards.
Luka Shea and Jamal Murray, the only guards.
Who else is there, y'all? I mean, maybe Kyrie would have to play with them.
I mean, now you got
Kyrie is not a foreigner.
And you
He's
can't
not
build
born in
a
Australia.
roster of a bunch of power
Grew up
forwards
in Jersey.
Now you got to go Jalen Green. Hey, man, there you go. Boom.
Hey, do this plan, Adam Silver. This is a great plan. I don't know what to say, man. This is a wonderful plan.
Fellas,
Who else
it
is
wouldn't
there?
be
We forget somebody?
PC if we didn't build a team.
Europe just creates wings and bigs.
Oh yeah, Bogey. We can go with Bogey too.
I
Yeah,
mean,
very-
Wemby could play the 3. I don't know if y'all seen Team France was going. If Joel Embiid would have committed to Team France, they were saying that they would have started Wemby at the 3.
He's a traitor.
Dennis Schroeder.
He's
Let me
from
start.
Cameroon.
If we need a guard,
we're gonna attempt to build this team. So we can start international, or we can start US. What y'all want to do?
International. It's more fun.
All right, cool.
Okay.
So let's get it going. I think we can easily get the top 2 guards out the way with Shea and Wemby, and also with Shea and Luka, and also we don't necessarily have to abide by these positions. I'll just throw them out there. It can be once again all forwards, it could be all centers, it could be all guards. However, but let's attempt to build this international team. So, Luka, Shea, I think those are the 2 easy ones.
Yep.
All right, now talk to me, fellas.
For the forwards?
Can we just get Jokic in there?
Jokic, Wemby, and Joel.
Jokic, Giannis.
Oh, Giannis. Yeah. I forgot about Giannis. This is a squad.
I will say the guard thing is a problem. The guard thing is a
How
problem.
is Joel international?
Yeah, is Joel playing on the international team or is he American? What's the deal with him?
Joel needs to be on the international team for
I
this.
think he grew up in Cameroon, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
he's from over there. He got dual citizenship. That's cool.
Yeah, I
Let's
think he
not
grew
get
up
you-
in Cameroon, if I'm not
But he's
mistaken.
international, though.
Let's just say the criteria for this is if you have international citizenship, you'll be playing for an international team.
Oh, let's get Paolo on the international team. Okay.
Yeah, if they need him, yeah.
All right, cool. I mean, if that's how we're doing it, I guess.
All right. Well, are we putting Paolo next?
Paolo would make it, right?
Paolo would definitely make it.
All right,
Wemby.
we got Paolo.
Wemby.
Okay, so the positions don't matter. All right, cool. I'm about to say because Paolo and Wemby a guard is crazy.
But we should try to find 2 more guards, though.
Yes,
Jamal
sure.
Murray's one of
I
them.
mean, I'm about to say Jamal Murray's one. You can't find 2 more guards. You can find
Kyrie is
one guard.
Australian.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, let's do
We're
Kyrie.
already just changing the definition of international to get these players in.
Fair.
We're not changing international. These dudes have dual citizenship.
But they represent Team USA.
When did Joel represent Team USA? He
He's
hasn't.
going to this year.
Well, let's wait
He's
until he does it,
committed to
man.
them.
Let's just
Well,
wait
but he is going to do it, though, Ox. And then next year, they're talking
we
about
don't
doing
know.
this
We
game.
don't know
Which
what's going to
means that
happen
he's
until it happens.
He already committed to Team USA.
Okay, I understand it. People commit and then don't do things all the time. You never seen Runaway Bride?
Okay. I mean, I guess, but I mean, sure. Okay. Kyrie, we can throw Kyrie and Jamal Murray on.
All right.
I mean, I think there's a. I'm sorry, we're off of it. I don't want to keep dragging it.
Kyrie, Jamal Murray. We have 3 more spots. What do we think?
Sabonis, Sengun.
Definitely Sabonis. Definitely
And
Sengun.
Laurie. I think Sabonis, Laurie, and Sengun.
Starting to realize, man, everybody talking about the Euro takeover. They're not taking over guards.
Yeah, because everyone they bring in is just 6'8".
Is KP above any of these guys?
Maybe marketing.
No.
I can hear marketing. That's about it. Other than that, I'll say no.
All right, y'all. This is what a potential international team could look like. And quite frankly, I think this is scary. Can I get you guys' thoughts on this team?
Yeah, I think if you get Americans on the international team, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I like this squad. This is a scary squad.
Very.
I would like to. Let me see who's in there. Yeah, never mind. This is fine.
Chat
The
before y'all.
only questionable one I can even think of is Kyrie. Which I mean, I think if just to make it competitive, I could see Kyrie being over here. But the game would still be even without Kyrie. You could still throw any other
KP.
You could put Franz on here, KP, Bogey, Bojan, any of those guys, and this squad is still fire. So you could take Joel and Kyrie off this team, and this team is still dope. So
I'm Paolo.
I mean, oh yeah, Paolo. So that's what it was. It's Paolo. I think Paolo and Kyrie are the only two. Joel, I have no problem with him being on this list. Paolo and Kyrie are the only two.
Because you speak with an accent, right? That's why.
No,
because Paolo and Kyrie actually represented the country already. Like, I understand Joel.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, I understand Joel Embiid has committed and he's planning to, but those two genuinely already did. You can find the pictures of them in Team USA gear, and they've done it. Like, yeah, we just watched. Like, those are the two I'll have a question on. With Joel Embiid, I get it. Like, he committed. Plus, I don't know if the NBA, like, Adam Silver just threw that idea out there, and we're just being hypothetical about it.
Right.
But we don't know what the NBA is going to deem international compared to what the World Games deem international. The NBA can literally deem international by where your parents are from or what do you claim. Like, I don't know, or where were you born? Like, they can just deem that as international. And I was right, you have dual citizenship. When it comes to World Games, if there's a clear line on, okay, if you have dual citizenship, which you can do, because what's his name? What's Buddy that was just in the World Games? And everybody was like, is that Kobe? He was in the NBA.
Oh,
Rondae Hollis-Jefferson.
Rondae Hollis-Jefferson. I know he's not from Jordan or wherever the hell that was.
No,
he's not from there. He got citizenship. So that's how those things work. You can be from somewhere else, get citizenship, and then represent the country you got citizenship for. Happens in the MLB too. So it happens with baseball during the World Baseball Classics shit too. So I mean,
if anything, Damo, putting Joel on the USA team makes less sense for this right here. It makes like if you put Joel on the USA team, that's just putting him on the team to make it competitive. Joel belongs on the international side. If you put him on this side, it's the exact thing Mars was saying about putting these guys on the international team. But like I'm saying, you could take all three of those guys off the international team and still build a squad because Cat's not on that list, Rudy's not on that list, Franz isn't on that list. So you can replace those three with those three, and it's still the international team could still win the game.
We're actually going to do that. I'm gonna take those three guys off, and we'll replace them with three other guys.
Don't take Joel, bro.
Before we do anything, I actually have a guest for the last hour of the show. Let me go ahead and bring my man up here and let him introduce himself to the people, man. What's up? Appreciate you for coming on to the panel.
What's up,
Talk
man?
to us, man. Who are you? Where are you from? Where can we find your work at?
What's up, man? I'm comedian Btidy, man, from Cleveland, Ohio. It's Btidy on everything. So Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, MySpace, whatever.
Titty
What's
like
good,
cheese
Btidy?
titties?
Well,
Like
I thought that was
Nah.
Mike Tomlin getting there with a press conference. My bad, bro.
Mike
That's
Tomlin.
not
I'm a
good to meet
comedian.
you, bro.
I'm gonna take you out, Sean Marion.
Yo,
That boy like Hines Ward, boy. You better.
Hey, how you spell that, bro, so we can find you?
Huh? Btidy. It's Btidy.
Oh, got you.
Yeah. What's up with y'all? How y'all feeling?
What's good, man? Appreciate you for coming through, man. What you got any hot NBA takes right now? Anything that's on your mind? Anything's pressing that you need to get off your chest? Is there anything?
These dudes, bro, are running cardio and messing up these parlays, man. I'm sick of it. Dame Lillard, missing everything. 2 points into the third quarter. Like, I just don't even understand. I don't even think these dudes want to hoop no more, man. Like I've never seen that. Like, I'm from Cleveland. I grew up, pretty much like really like being a Cavs fan, watching LeBron, watching this dude play with a broken ankle, got stabbed, got shot in the game, just come back and play. These dudes get a head cold. They out for a month. 2 points. Like I'm just like, bro, like it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like I've never seen a superstar that just don't score for 3 quarters. So like I'm
So the problem is that they screwing up the church money.
They screwed up, bro. We got kids to feed, man.
Okay, that's what I
we got a family to feed out here, man.
They
2
tricking
points.
the church money. That's what
you know what I'm saying? Dudes is 7 feet 11, 3 rebounds. Like I've never seen this before. You know, so I like that's my gripe, man. Shai Gilgeous, he sold yesterday 12 points. Like, what are you doing, bro? Give it a break.
So is your issue the parlay or the integrity of basketball?
Both.
Gotcha.
Both. I feel like the sports bet. I was on live with this dude yesterday. He's playing overseas for an African team, but he legit came out and told me, he's like, yeah, bro. He's like, when I was in college, when I played college ball, he's like, we knew our over unders. He was like, we knew the spreads. We had people bet on it, and we would make sure it hit. I feel like that's really playing a big part in social in sports today right now. Like I think that's really playing a part in it, bro. Some stuff you be looking at, it just be unexplainable. You like what? Why are you doing this?
I hate the betting part of basketball. I honestly think it's messing up the game a lot. I spoke on it a bunch of times. I'm tired of the betting and the parlay hoop watchers that are just making takes on teams just because they parlay and hit last night. It's really and you know what I'm saying. It's like the players are playing. They're thinking about that like on the court. You know what I'm saying? I think I don't like it for any level.
Man, these dudes hustlers, man. Like you got to think like where some of the backgrounds we all come from. Like, bro, some of us are hustlers. Some of us gonna figure out a way to make $1, bro. Like we gonna be like, hey, hey, I'm betting on you tonight. Your cousin, like, I'm betting on you tonight. I'm about to put 1,000 on this, man. Like you can't tell me these conversations ain't going on. And these dudes is real people. You know what I'm saying? Like I really feel like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna continue the sports bet, but I really do feel like, bro, like it's it's messing up the game, bro. Like if you had a cousin or you had your mama or something like that, and you had a position to be like, hey, ma, they want me to get 21 points, but I'm not. Put 5,000 on that tonight. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nah.
I'm the exact opposite. I love it. Hey, man, I love the sports betting. I love the prize picks. I love the FanDuel. Love it. Adds an extra layer to the game I'm watching.
No, it's entertaining to us. Yeah. It make you feel like, you know what I'm saying? It's a high. It's a rush. Like you looking, you like one more rebound. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely addicting and stuff like that. But just far as like the actual hoopers, I'm not saying it's for us, the viewers. I feel like the actual hoopers, like, I feel like they hustling, man. Like, to be honest, you be looking at some stuff. Like, did you see the clip with it was a player from the Chicago Bulls. His over under was 4 points in the first quarter. It was over under 4.5. 80% of the people had over 4.5. He had a wide open layup. He double pumped and passed it out to the three. I did a skit about that 2 weeks prior. And it was crazy just to see it happen in the real. I was just joking. I was like, how coaches mess up your parlay. They'd be like, listen, bro, your over under is this. If you got a wide open shot and you close to your over, kick it out. Like, and like pull that footage up, man. I like y'all stuff, what y'all be doing. Pull that up. If y'all have it, I'm gonna send it to you. Dude, double pumped, wide open layup, double pumped it, and passed it out to the three.
Making the right play. Making the right play. Making the right play.
You can't explain stuff like that, bro.
Good basketball. Team basketball.
Yeah. You can't explain stuff like that, man.
Yo, so Btidy, right from the top, man. We not gonna waste any time.
Let's get the
You got your top 10 all-time players?
I do, man. It took me a minute. Like when somebody asks you a top 10, you be thinking like, oh, I know this, and I'm like, dang, man, who am I? So I had to like do some homework.
Okay, Ron. I like this, Ron. Usually you be waiting for the last minute.
Yeah,
we gonna dive
get to it.
I need read Superchats today. I don't know. It's a new week. Runs changed.
It's playoff time. You got to coast through the season, and then when you get to the playoffs, you turn it up. I'm on my Jimmy Butler right now as a host. But what's up, Btidy? Talk to us, man.
Jimmy Butler, top 10. All right, number 1 was tough, man. But I went Homer on this one. Number 1, I went LeBron. Number 2, MJ.
Hold on. Rewind.
Number 1, I went LeBron. I'm from Cleveland.
You can say it. It's all right, my man. You can say it. James. It's cool.
LeBron James.
There it is. You can say it. You ain't got to be like Bron.
It's
like,
really not all right, BT.
And you wait to
really
get
not
swung
all
on.
right.
Because I feel
he's saying it like LeBron.
I'm an 80s baby.
It's
so
cool.
Michael Jordan made me watch the game. And it's just like that. But I'm from Cleveland too. And then just to witness what LeBron doing and still currently doing, bro, it's like
it's cool, B.
We ain't gonna appreciate it until he gone. You know, because when
cool.
you gone, like 20 years from now, watch how them stats get even greater. Y'all gonna be like, man, LeBron, bro, he averaged 50 in this final year. Like we gonna add more on to it, like we do for Jordan. So I got LeBron at 1, number 2, MJ, number 3, I got Magic, number 4, I got Kobe. Yeah, 5, I got Steph. 6, I got
Steph at 5.
Yeah, 6,
Kobe
I
at
got
4.
6, I got Timmy Duncan.
Magic at 3.
Number 7,
That's good.
number 7, I got
Wade.
Wade.
Just reading the list in reverse.
Wade.
Yeah, I got Wade on my top 10. I kind of went like impact that they had on me and like how great I had them at their position too. Number 8, I had Wilt. Number 9, I had Shaq. Number 10, I had Kareem.
I got so this is like your favorite players list. I got you.
I like this list.
It's top 10, but it's just like I heavily weighed on like who had an impact on me, and I put a factor into like I feel like a lot of times we just go over these lists because of like they say these players are this is like, but it's like bro, I didn't see these dudes a lot of these dudes play like I did it with my business partner. He had Bill Russell. I'm like, bro, we ain't never seen a Bill Russell guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just the right thing to do because, you know, he got all those championships. But it's just like, you know, at some point, evolution plays a point into.
Which takes millions of years, by the way.
So you feel like you never.
That's human evolution. The game of basketball evolves in like 4 years.
That's different. But when you're talking about because I never seen a guy, that doesn't mean I can't go do my homework on him.
What I'm saying is too, like when you're picking your top 10,
right,
you're gonna naturally be biased to who you saw and who had an impact on you. Not taking away that these players were great and things like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna naturally be biased to who you actually saw do it, who you actually saw go through.
Well, that ain't true. I don't know if that's true because I wasn't around when Chamberlain and Russell was playing, and I got Chamberlain and Russell in my top 5. So,
you got Chamberlain in your what?
I got Russell. I got Chamberlain and Russell.
Well, again, this is y'all's list. This is y'all's favorite player list. So whatever, that's cool. Yeah.
No, that's
it's all opinionated though. There's nothing. Like you can't debate opinions. You can debate facts.
I mean, yeah, I'm saying like, if your opinion is that Dwayne Wade's top 10 all-time player or Kobe's number 4, then yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So it's just
So I feel like number 4, Swiper.
Huh?
So
what'd you say?
Kobe is number 4.
Kobe's number 4. What?
He's not number 4 all time in VORP. He's number 23. So
right now, this is you said Btidy. First off, you know, obviously, welcome. You definitely appreciate your content, bro. But I was saying that like Mars, you've been doing this VORP thing. Can you please just let it chill for like the next 15 minutes or something like that, so we ain't got to get in that again. But Ron, I'm trying to understand this Kobe thing at 4 for you. You feel like Kobe 4 just because you like Kobe? Is that what you're saying?
I felt like the impact that he had on the game, championships. And like that's why I kind of put it in. Like, did they win? What was their impact on the game? You know, that's why I said it's all different criteria. That's why I said so opinionated because you might weigh in a player's mindset more than his skill ability. You might weigh in longevity. You might weigh in points. You know what I'm saying? So it's all subjective. Like it's all based. It's opinionated. You know what I'm saying? But like if you got somebody in there, you start talking. Like it's some stuff you got to be like, all right, bro, come on, like that don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? It's certain stuff like you could be like, come on, bro, like you don't
think Wade's in that category?
I think Wade was what would you rank Wade as a top 5 shooting guard?
Oh, he's 3, but he's not in my top 20.
That's why I got him 3.
No, but he's not. Wait, you have him 3 all time?
No,
yeah, I'm
shooting
saying
guard.
Yeah. I'm saying, but like he's not in my top 20 all time, but he was a great player.
That's what I was about to say because if that's the case, is Malone the top 10 player? Because I think Malone is second best power forward ever. So Does that mean Karl Malone's does that mean Karl Malone's?
But I don't even but that's why I say it's opinionated too. So Karl Malone, power forward. Who y'all top 5 power forwards? I got Timmy number 1. We all agree with that?
I got Timmy Malone, KG, Dirk, Barkley.
I got Timmy, KG.
Facts.
Number 2. I got Giannis 3. I got Dirk 4. And I got Barkley 5.
You don't got Malone in your top 5?
As you shouldn't. As you shouldn't.
Yeah,
number 32.
I know why. We get that. We get that.
As you should.
Why not though?
Malone is just like, I don't know. Like, that's why I say, like, it's biasness that's going there. Like, a player that had, like, he's great. You know, what I'm saying? He was number 2 scoring for a long time. Like, he's a great power forward, but it's just like, when I start thinking about, like, comparing them to, like a lot of stuff I do, like, if this player played on that team, right? What do I feel like what would happen, right? Like, that's why I always put LeBron, like, kind of above everybody, because it's just like, if you sub LeBron out and you put KD on that team that went to the finals, where we had Sasha Pavlich, a Uber driver, and you know what I'm saying, a Chick-fil-A worker at the center, would they take that team to the finals? So that's why I'm just like, I do stuff like that to kind of weigh in. And I feel like, like a lot of these players, like I would take Tim Duncan over Karl Malone. I would take KG over Karl Malone. I would take Giannis over Karl Malone.
Where's Hakeem on your list then? Where's Hakeem on your list?
I had a King.
What are your top 5 centers? I imagine you ain't got Bill Russell on there.
5 in every
No, I got Bill Russell on there. My top 5 in no order. I did my top 5 in no order. I did Wilt, Kareem, Shaq, Hakeem, and Bill Russell.
Got you.
Yes,
what modern player is closest to cracking the top 10 right now? What player currently has the best chance of cracking that top 10 list for you?
He got Steph at 5, which we definitely got to talk about that. But
Steph and Kobe too high, so we ignoring both of them. But go ahead.
Kobe too low.
Y'all got Steph and Kobe too high?
Kobe too low.
Way too high.
Just swipe it, yeah.
To them, yes. Might say to them, yes. They're bugging though. I got Curry 6 on my list, so
yeah, I had Curry at 5.
They're bugging.
It's your list, man. It's your list.
What y'all like? If y'all don't mind me asking, what can each person tell me 3 things they factor in to picking who goes on their top 10 list?
So I start the Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
You asking Hines Ward? You asking Chill? Which one? Who you talking to?
Who's asking?
The first.
Go ahead, Chill. Go Chill. You got it.
Is that Chill to the top left? Yeah. So that's how I see it. I see Chill at first. So your top 3 things that you base your top 10 off on, criteria wise.
Let's start the fact is your game timeless. That means that if we drop you in any era, can you do your thing? Number 1.
Right.
Number 2, did you dominate? How much did you kick ass? Number 3, did you win? Number 4, how transcendent is your game? And number 5, how impactful you were in society. When I come up with those 5 criteria on my list, my top 10 players all time is James, Jordan, Jabbar, Chamberlain, Russell, Magic, Bird, Duncan, Olajuwon, Diesel.
I love the way you say that.
And my boy over here said, "We're Kobe."
You reciting the script.
All right. So,
and that's you, Hines Ward.
My young boy in here, he want me to read his list. He younger than all of us. He 21.
What's his name? Let's give him a shout out. What's his name?
My boy Rod Woods, man.
What up, y'all?
What's going on?
Hey, I got a list already made.
I'm gonna read his list. I'm gonna read his list. He got MJ 1, LeBron 2, Kareem 3, Kobe 4, Magic 5, Tim Duncan 6, Larry Bird 7, Shaq 8, Steph 9, Bill Russell 10.
Hey, that young boy got a promising future.
Lost me at Kareem. Lost me with Kareem. Lost me with Kareem.
You know exactly what he's talking about.
All right, so the 5 things you look for. My dude,
Swiper.
Yeah.
Hines Ward.
Hines Ward.
Thanks, Coach. Listen. So I think
That
for
boy
me,
like
it's like
the Prince.
it's accolades. I look like who?
Side the swiper.
All right, man. My man dressed like a loan officer. But look, let me tell you. So I think for me, I got accolades. I got peak. I got championships, finals MVPs, all that stuff. I don't think Kobe was ever the best player in the world, but I've been clear about this. Everybody know how I feel about Kobe. I think Kobe.
Imagine that. Imagine
Kobe is what?
I'm sorry, Swiper. Keep going.
Kobe's top 10, but he was never the best player in the world, so he won't be on that list for me. Steph is at like 10. I think I just moved him up. I think Magic has an argument, him and Kareem, but they're 3 and 4 for me. I think is Michael, Bron, Magic, Kareem. I got Hakeem my top 10. I think just peak for peak, man. Like,
yeah,
he was on one. I mean, you watch Hakeem, you're born in the 80s, so you got a chance to see him in the 90s, obviously. Yeah. But I mean, that was, I think for a lot of people like a 4-year run or something like that. But yeah, man. So I mean, it just depends, man. I think that like, how'd you dominate your era? Like, let me ask you this straight up.
Go ahead.
Do you think that which year do you feel like Kobe was like the outright best player like in the world for you personally?
Undisputed. And when he says outright,
is this really a question? Are we doing this?
Can we let the guest answer the question?
Yes, Ron.
No, but like, are we really doing this?
What are you talking about?
Ron, we are.
Let the guest answer the question.
Yes,
I would say it's crazy.
Don't tell me to hush.
I would say 06.
Don't tell me to hush.
Keep going.
06, 07, maybe 06, 07, 08, maybe those 3 years. But I feel like Brian was just like,
undisputed,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you got to think like, man, like that year when he took Paul Gasol, Ron Artest and all them to the finals, when like Shaq left and stuff like that, and it was supposed to be a matchup with him and LeBron. Like Kobe showed you, bro. Like I feel like if Kobe always played with Shaq, he wouldn't have got to there. But that fifth champion, those 2 championships without Shaq, that showed he belonged in the top 10, man. Like to really will a team into beating teams, and then like that Magic team, bro. They was the Warriors before the Warriors.
What?
Let's chill out on that.
In terms of shooting,
they wasn't that good to me. Respect. But
in terms of floor,
in terms of how they shot the ball,
bro, they was nice.
I got you.
In terms of play style,
it was nasty, bro. Jameer Nelson.
I think the Lakers had to by far the best team in the league those 2 years, though. For me, I mean, I don't think everybody all that close.
Like, bro, they had a squad like.
Kobe played. Paul Gasol's a Hall of Famer though, and Kobe also played with Lamar Odom. Like they was not like and Bynum was good in that era too. They had a nice roster. They were good.
But everybody, you need a nice roster to win.
But they was like an elite roster for that era though. Like by far, there was nobody beating them.
They had a great team.
Tell me a team that didn't have an elite roster that won.
No, I'm saying, but like I think saying Kobe carried, I think is I think that's a little unfair to the fact that they were the
I'm
best.
not saying carry, but it's not comparable to that Shaq when he was with Shaq. Like who was at the level?
Shaq was the best player. Shaq was the best player in the world at that time.
Is that who you talking about?
Exactly. So I'm saying he had the perfect pieces, but he didn't have a Shaq. He didn't have a.
You mean the best player on the planet? That's what you're talking about.
He didn't have it. He didn't have a best.
Yeah, chill. What he's saying is during those last 2 championships, he didn't have as much help as he had during the first championship.
Even though he did have
but who was beating them though? Like I'm saying in the Western Conference, they were better than everybody though.
What are we doing?
Who was beating them?
We're just talking about the roster.
The league, NBA was good at that time.
You remember that Suns team, the Spurs team?
They weren't beating that team. Respect.
I'm so confused on why y'all hear him say something and then y'all create an argument to argue. This is insane.
We're having a dialogue, Tom. I think
no, you're not. You're listening to him say. You're listening to him say something, and you're bringing up something else to argue. This is dumb.
No, we're not, Damo. Keep going, my man.
Yeah, please keep going. Ignore Damo. Ignore Damo. Go ahead.
In 2008, the Boston Celtics still existed.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. Go ahead.
The NBA had a lot of good teams in the NBA at that moment in time. The Lakers just weren't outright favorites. If I'm not mistaken, I don't even think the Lakers were favorites any of those years.
What? Yeah, of course they were. But they won the championship.
That Boston team he beat.
That's the same team LeBron loves.
They were the favorites in the West. Of course, they were the favorites in the West.
In the West, possibly, but even with that being said, it was still other teams in the West that nobody just had the Lakers steamroll.
But those years, that's when the West was the West. That's when people was talking about LeBron was afraid to go to the West. I got my.
Go ahead,
yeah, bro. It was the Spurs. It was the Suns. It was the Melo.
Respect the Nuggets.
Nah. Yeah, but
Nobody
and Melo weren't beating them.
nobody was worried about Melo, bro.
Nobody was talking
Nobody was worried about Melo. But them Suns teams, them Spurs teams, bro, like even out the East, Boston was the favorite, bro. Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, KG, like he beat that team.
Yeah, I mean if they never mind, because we're gonna get into to technicals. But I agree with you. I hear your point. But I don't think he was the best player in the world from 06 to 10 personally.
But do you feel like he was the best player in the world at any time in the year that he played?
Regular season 06.
He said no though, and I want to hear why. Why you don't think he was the best player at any moment in time?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Who was the
Tim
best
Duncan,
player?
Shaquille O'Neal, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett. We agree. We keep there. We're going back to Tim Duncan.
We don't. But can I get the years?
You don't think Kevin Garnett was better than 04?
What years?
04.
04?
04.
MVP year.
Yeah, that's what that is the year.
Before we go any further, Damo, we're talking about Swiper not having Kobe Bryant as the best player at any point, undisputed. That's what we're discussing right now. So I just want to make sure that we clear on that.
Oh no, I know what the conversation is.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we clear right now.
Do you feel so? So you remember the year when they were hyping up the LeBron versus Kobe finals year?
09 and 2009. Yes.
Yeah, 09.
Yeah,
we talked
I
about
feel
this.
like between 06 and 010, Kobe had one of them years where he was like
2010.
the best player.
I think he was the best player.
The best player in the world.
I don't think it was undisputed because I don't think he was better than James. But
like even when you watch the what was it? Not the Dream Team documentary. The Redeem Team documentary.
Yeah.
Like you see how like
Kobe had the more. He had the most more.
When people that are great look at you like that, you know what I'm saying? Like that says a lot, bro. Like they brought him in to teach them how to win. To do like, bro, he wasn't the biggest, he wasn't the fastest, he wasn't the
Yo, but Btidy, that's not just saying he wasn't the biggest, he wasn't the fastest. Like Kobe was still a big guard. He was still very athletic, and he was more skilled than everybody else that we're talking about.
That's what I'm
literally
saying.
Everybody that we brought up here, Kobe Bryant was more skilled than him, including LeBron James. Kobe Bryant's the most skilled player that we've named over this last hour.
Wait, what?
Kobe Bryant is the most skilled player that we've talked about over. No. Any player that we've mentioned on this show over the last hour.
Oh, hour.
That's debatable. That's debatable.
Okay.
That's debatable.
Okay.
Kobe and MJ is debatable. But if I was to say, if I was to say Kobe's more skilled,
you wow. I'll fire you right now.
Get him off the roster. Get him up out of here right now.
Kobe more skilled than LeBron?
Yeah.
Man,
yeah, they like footwork and post work.
Hey, y'all be saying some wild stuff too. My boy, who was that said LeBron is one of the greatest dribblers?
See what you done had?
That's dub.
Hey, one of y'all, I was watching y'all clips. One of y'all said, they said they're y'all top 5 dribblers. That boy said LeBron James. Boy, I almost blocked y'all.
That's dub. We ignore him.
It was one of y'all on here.
No, it wasn't one of us up here. No. It was dub.
No, none of us here. It was somebody else. It was somebody
bro. That boy
he said LeBron. He said
James
Magic Johnson and them.
And then had to think about Kyrie. He's like,
Wait, so is Kobe not more skilled than Bron?
No, he's not. He's definitely not.
Bro,
why not?
He a better tough shot maker. Footwork way better.
Keep going. Wait. Keep going.
Dribbling way better.
Okay, keep going.
He play harder every single possession.
Okay, that's not a skill.
That's not a skill set. That's not a skill.
Keep going.
What are you doing?
Keep going.
50 pounds heavier.
LeBron a better passer. LeBron can play every position on the court.
LeBron a better shooter.
LeBron a better shooter than Kobe.
Percentage.
That's a fact.
Eat it,
Percentage wise.
Eat
You
it,
just like
Mars.
how his jump shot look.
Tough shot maker. I feel like that's skill.
LeBron's a better driver of the basketball. LeBron can score at the rim better than Kobe.
I mean, that's not what he was doing. He set in a post.
Bro.
Post work alone. That's
Bro.
skill. I ain't gonna lie, that post.
I give you footwork, but bro, more
Hey,
skill
make
than
sure you-
LeBron.
make-
So that's
LeBron-
all he has is better
We
footwork.
talk about prime. LeBron can defend all 5 positions.
No,
Does Kobe not have a
was
better
dribbler.
mid range? Does Kobe not have a better mid range than
That's
LeBron?
cool. That's one skill. We name it. We name it.
Does Kobe not have better post work than Ron?
Footwork.
Footwork. I don't know about
Post work in general. Post work in general.
No, I
Kobe
would take LeBron then. I would take LeBron.
Why would you take LeBron in the post?
Because he's bigger, stronger, faster.
Well, again, none of those things you named are skills. What skill does he have in the post that's better than Kobe's? You didn't name a skill.
Scoring in the post score.
Scoring points in the post.
Kobe has a deeper bag.
Kobe
has a deeper bag in the post than LeBron James. What are we talking about?
You're talking
Kobe
about
has more go-to moves.
You feel like LeBron?
He has more go-to moves. He has more counters. He has more defensive moves in the post.
Is defending a skill?
Defense is a skill, yes.
Defense is a skill, right? At their prime, who can guard all 5 positions?
Who? All 5? LeBron because of size.
But LeBron's not a better defender than Kobe.
Skill of defense.
But LeBron is not a better defender than Kobe.
But I'm just saying though. But I'm just saying though. He can guard all 5. He can do more.
Swipe in Btidy. Swipe in Btidy. LeBron in his prime as a defender. LeBron. Hold on, right quick. Let's stick to defense. LeBron in his prime as a defender is a chase down block merchant.
Who's a better passer?
That is just not true.
Is a chase down block merchant.
That is not true.
I get it. Ron doing it for the content, y'all. I got it.
No, I'm not. LeBron as a defender in his prime. Who's LeBron locked down in his prime?
I'm glad you brought that up, Ron. Wait a minute.
When you see LeBron be like, I'm taking this assignment and I'm locking him down.
Hold on for a second. I'm glad you brought that up, Ron. I'm glad you brought that up, Ron, because if I'm not mistaken, in 2011, the league MVP shut the door on him. Let's start there. How about we move forward to the Western Conference Championship in 2020 when he shut the door on Jamal Murray in the Western Conference Championship?
Jamal Murray?
Jamal Murray. That's right.
Look. That was Rajon Rondo.
Look, I'm gonna give you the D Rose, and I don't even want to. The reason why I don't want to give you the D Rose is because that team was offensively flawed. Very offensively flawed. And so was D Rose as a player at that time too.
Wait a minute, but you're asking LeBron? You're asking who did LeBron lock up through playoff series? Like,
no, I'm just
not watch his career.
I will give you the D Rose
even
though I don't
Paul
want to give you
George
that.
in 2014. He has a main
assignment on him. Shut the door on him.
You sound like Chris Webber right now. I've never seen him. No, what's the old boy?
He talking about the receiver from Undisputed.
I've never seen LeBron posterize somebody. That's like Brian used to lock people down.
He did not. Yo, we never consistently seen Bron, even over the course of a period, a season, just
what are you talking about, Ron?
Stretch. We never seen LeBron pull up his shorts and lock up consistently night in and night out. Pick and choose. We never see. We seen that series. I will give you that series. We never consistently see Bron. We never consistently see Bron slapping the floor like, yo, I'm locking you up tonight, and then tomorrow night I'm coming to lock you up, and then next week I'm gonna see you next week. Kobe, it was a stint, like a time where Kobe Bryant was doing this night in and night out. We knew the whole surrender on people.
Question, Ron. So question, Ron. Give me Bryant. So give me Bryant's signature moment when he shut the door on somebody.
Talent, brother. He's 50 pounds. I don't care.
Once again, Ron. So since you brought that up, Ron, give me Bryant's signature moment when he shut the door on somebody.
Oh, now y'all quiet.
I'll give you seasons. How about that? I'll give you seasons where he was consistently bringing it in on defense night in and night out.
What about the 6 seasons LeBron's made an all defensive team? He just wasn't playing defense those years? What are we talking about right now?
I'm not saying he wasn't playing defense. I'm not even saying that. I'm not saying Bron was a bad defender.
No. So you're gonna bring up Bron was a bad defender. You ask, name me the guy LeBron stopped. We name people. That don't count. I'm talking extended period of time between February and April in the fourth quarter specifically. We asked you the same question with Kobe.
So with Kobe, I'm gonna say this. With Kobe, I'm gonna say this because this
doesn't count.
With Kobe, I'm gonna say this. Kobe had no problem taking the fade in series. In games. Kobe had no problem guarding the other team's best player. You asked me a question. Can I answer?
Keep going, Ron.
When Kobe played against Allen Iversons, when Kobe played against Tracy McGrady's, when Kobe played against Carmelo's, when Kobe played against other great players, he was guarding them from the beginning. Paul Pierce's, he was guarding them from the start, and he was guarding them at the end of the game. LeBron might pick you up in the last 2 minutes of the game, but other than that, Shane Battier go guard him. Other than that, Larry Hughes go guard him. Other than that, LeBron. LeBron's getting other defenders on his team as primary defenders to go guard the other best guard.
Lamar Odom and them weren't on the team. Is
That.
that what you're hearing? And I'm hearing Lamar Odom and Gary Payton weren't on any of those teams that were taking the primary.
Gary Payton 1 year, and Lamar Odom was not guarding the other team's best player.
58.
Lamar wasn't an elite defender in 2009 and 10. Is that what you're telling me?
He got Ron Artest for a couple years. He got Matt Barnes for a year.
They won a championship with them. What do you mean for a couple years?
So what about in 2000? What about 2001? What about 2003?
2000?
04,
Who's
05?
Kobe locking down in 2000 exactly? Can you rename
What do you
me
mean?
that?
Who was he locking down?
Who was it? Who was it? You're saying? Oh wait. I'm sorry. Is this the series where he averaged 15 points a game? Are you bringing up that when he was a role player? Is that that's what you're talking about?
In that final.
That's what you're talking about. Okay.
Kobe was guarding AI.
Okay, cool. All right, not Derek Fisher anymore.
Ty Lue get his ass.
It was one play you see Ty Lue get yanked up. But and I'm not saying that Ty Lue wasn't guarding him. I'm not saying D Fish didn't have his moments. But Kobe, when it came down to it, Kobe Bryant was like, "I'm guarding him."
Let me
Trevor Ariza, Lamar Odom, Ron Artest.
You're naming players during the last run.
Let me
yes, Kobe did.
Listen.
Kobe did get defenders and stuff like that, but also Kobe Bryant never had a problem taking that fade from the beginning of the game and the end of the game. And I'm not saying Bron didn't do that, but he did it rarely. Rarely would Bron be like, I'm taking this guy.
The reason why LeBron rarely did that was because LeBron was doing 30 other things for the team. So he was passing. He was getting people open.
So he was too good to play defense.
The best defense.
So LeBron was too good to play defense.
Fourth quarter, I'm going to lock him down. This quarter, I'm about to get you involved. This quarter, I'm about to score and get us back in the game. This quarter, I'm about to reap.
He had Paul Gasol who was giving the ball to Paul Gasol. He did the same thing.
No, he did.
He did.
Kobe would either score. Kobe was scoring, bro.
So
he always had somebody bringing the ball up.
That's his main.
Okay,
we're clear.
Brian is small forward.
So we're having a debate about something that's debatable, but we're not even getting to the playmaking and finishing.
Goalpost for Brian, boy.
Because that's
y'all
not
put the goalpost for Brian, boy.
Mars, man, this is a good conversation, Mars.
I don't understand why it's not. I really don't. I don't understand why.
Combo, man.
You guys just spent 10 minutes arguing if LeBron James takes defensive assignments. That's not a good conversation.
Well, that's what Ron said. Ron, we're just having a nice elevated discussion.
Said it was a good conversation. I said no, it wasn't.
So James as a defender, switchable defender, being able to beat guys to spots, being able to close out the way he does, rebounding the basketball, holding guys to one possession. James actually taking the assignment, like you just said, Ron, doing stuff like that and having those signature moments, protecting the rim, one of the best small forward rim protectors in NBA history that we've ever seen. So with all of that being said, having signature moments and consistently playing at a high level defensively in the playoffs, not just in the regular season, but also in the playoffs when it matters the most. Slowing down Derrick Rose, slowing down Jamal Murray, slowing down Paul George, and
look
taking
at
those
the caliber of guys that we're comparing, though. The guys that I was mentioning, Allen Iverson, T-Max, Reggie Miller.
When did he see T-Mac in the regular season? When did he see T-Mac?
Derrick Rose. I got big. What do you mean? When did he see T-Mac?
When did he see T-Mac? In the regular season on Christmas Day? On Christmas Day?
But out of everybody that we just mentioned, and I'm mentioning T-Mac because during that time, T-Mac was one of the better rival guards that was in the NBA.
That he saw twice a year. So how are you even evaluating his matchup in that? And I don't understand that. If they're playing on Christmas Day,
he saw him and he guarded him the whole time.
No, he didn't. What were you talking about? Why would Kobe ever be a primary assignment on somebody, on another superstar level player in the regular season every single possession? That makes no sense. Why would I do that?
Kobe was matched up against T-Mac. They was checking each other.
Was he the primary assignment on Melo all the time?
But he was taking Melo's fade. He was not running from Melo. He wasn't sending
was Melo indeed then cooking Kobe Bryant? Know what you're telling me?
Melo cooked everybody.
Oh, okay, all right, cool.
Kobe wasn't scared to get cooked by Melo and then still bring it on the offensive end.
But you agree he's not close to LeBron as an offensive player, though. You agree with that?
Who is it?
Kobe Bryant. Kobe being Bryant.
Is it close? Kobe's a better offensive player than LeBron.
I got 40,000 reasons why.
Kobe Bryant is a better offensive player than LeBron James.
But these are good conversations, right?
Why is it not a good conversation, Morris?
Nothing that has been said has been good conversation.
Why hasn't it been, Mars? Because we're talking about now. It might not be up to your standard, but we having a conversation about both Kobe Bryant and LeBron James.
What do you want to talk about? What you want to talk about, bro?
Yeah, what you want to talk about, Mars?
David Mujanaya's super chat.
Sure, Mars. Let's talk about David Mujanaya's super chat.
I mean, he sent the $25. That's the rules.
I just hate when we get in these conversations and then either people start lying or we just start discrediting or diminishing players to boost up other players in our agenda. I don't know what earth we got to be on. I don't know what earth we're on where we're going to act like a nigga like Tracy McGrady is so far out the rim house of being compared to somebody like Paul George. That's not too far. You can say, hold on, before Panties get. No, he's not. In my opinion, no. Paul George is better.
Okay, well, then that's what we just
disagree. Paul George is a better basketball player. So
we just disagree.
There we go. But to say Tracy McGrady's name, to say, oh my God, listen to the guys I'm naming, and then listen to who we talking about. I said Allen Iverson and Tracy. You bringing up Derrick Rose and Paul George. What are we doing? Come on. I'm serious.
He back. He one of the best two ways.
He said Paul Pierce and Carmelo too. That group of guys.
Again, two guys I got Paul George over. So what are we talking about?
You got Paul George over who?
Paul Pierce and Melo?
Yeah. Or who's a better basketball player? Paul George. I'm saying Paul George.
Gotcha. Paul, so you got Paul George over Carmelo.
Even if you disagree, that's fine. I can hear you saying that they're better, but to act like it is disrespectful to mention Paul George because someone said Melo, I can honestly hear you saying that's disrespect. That's fine. Melo might be a little outside the reach, but to hear Paul Pierce and Tracy McGrady's name being brought up, and then someone say Paul George in this era, and now we're making it seem like, bro, why would you even bring him up or have that attitude? It's ridiculous to me.
It's not necessarily the player's name.
Derrick Rose so crazy at that time to bring up in comparison to Allen Iverson?
Here's my thing with Derrick Rose though, and I'm not necessarily. I don't want to. Damo, I don't want to make it sound like I'm hating on Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose was tough during that time. I'm just saying.
For how much though?
It's not crazy, Damo. I can dig what you're saying. I respect what you're saying, bro. I really do. I mean, when you lay it out there like that, like it's not disrespectful because D Rose, especially MVP D Rose, was a baller. Paul George, he's a baller. I just personally have those guys over them, but I get your point. It's not crazy.
At no point, and on top of all of that, for everything that we just talked about, I mean, LeBron James, the stuff that I just brought up about him, add all that up to the fact that there was a time when he was arguably the best defensive player in the league. That was a conversation going on. At no point during Kobe Bryant's career was he ever considered the best defensive player in the game. That was never a conversation.
Can we please add context to that, Chill? Can we please add context to that?
Let's add context to it. So the context that we need to add to it is the fact that the guys that he was going up against at his position, he was dealing with those guys. James, the guys that he was going up against at his position, not only was he dealing with those guys, but he was also dealing with bigger guys. Not only was he dealing with bigger guys, he was also dealing with league guards and some of the best point guards that the NBA has ever seen. Add all of that up to the fact that he still was considered at that point the best. He was in the argument, in the conversation, as the best defensive player in the game. Brian, on the other hand, at no point was ever considered that.
Chill. The context that I'm.
What?
Chill. The context that I'm asking for is who were the defenders in the league when Kobe at his best during the early 2000s that were in the NBA, and who were the caliber of defenders when LeBron was considered the best defender in the league?
So wait.
Talk about the guys that were there.
Hold on. From 2009, LeBron started entering his prime when people said he was the best player in the world. So I'm trying to figure out, was Kevin Garnett and Tim Duncan and them not in the league at that point in time?
Swiper, stop being nasty. What?
So in 2000, so wait, I just want to be clear. So
Swiper, don't do this.
Ron Isley, listen to me. So in 2014, Tim Duncan was not up for DPOY that year?
Which year?
He was first team all defense the year before that. First team.
But no, Mars, am I tripping? Was he not up for DPOY?
He was a year away from retirement.
Says a lot about the landscape of the NBA of 2014.
Okay, sure. So Kevin Garnett wasn't in the league at that point in time either. In 09.
Swipers.
Ron, know what I'm hearing?
So wait. So rewind the clock.
I'm trying to figure out who wasn't in the league.
I'm 100% confident that Kevin Garnett won the Defensive Player of the Year in 08. I'm 100% confident that the 4-time Defensive Player of the Year and Dwight Howard was running around in the league during that time. Tim Duncan was still, when James entered his prime as a defender and as a player, Tim Duncan was still in his peak. He was on the other side of it, but he was still in it. And we have other guys. Let's see. Then 2009, Kawhi Leonard was in the league during that time.
Kawhi come around to 2015. Stop.
09 is when you can make the argument LeBron had a case to be the best defender in the league. That was the year Kevin got
2012, 2013.
Yeah, I'm gonna say from 09 onwards. In 09, KG tore his meniscus that year. That's what happened. Tim Duncan was past his peak at that time. That's when he was starting playing full-time center, and he wasn't the same defender he was 6 years prior. Ben Wallace was done. Dwight Howard is the one who you would have the conversation with, and Dwight Howard was the best defender in the league at the time. Then you go forward into the early 2010s. So from 09 to like 2011, no one was making an argument for LeBron as a better defender than Dwight Howard. No one was doing that. 2012, when Dwight Howard starts dealing with back problems, and then you start elevating the argument for LeBron. Now who's the competition? Tyson Chandler, Joakim Noah, Marc Gasol.
Respect.
Like that's not the same as when Kobe was at his defensive peak and the best defenders in the league are Ben Wallace.
I'm sorry, Marcus Camby took DPOY over Kobe in 2006. You're right.
Like there's no logical argument to say that the defenders in the early 2010s who were battling LeBron as the best defender are the same as the early 2000s who Kobe was going against. Like,
but here's the problem. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna tax LeBron because
I'm not taxing. I'm saying that's the reason why LeBron could be considered the best defender.
What you just told me was that
if LeBron had to go against peak Tim Duncan, he wouldn't be considered the best defender in the league. If he had to go against peak KG, he wouldn't be considered the best defender in the league. If he had to go against Ben Wallace,
LeBron, Ron, that's the point.
If he had to go against peak Ben Wallace, he wouldn't be considered the best defender in the league. You can't make the argument that LeBron was considered the best defender in the league in a league where the best defender in the league wasn't as good as it was 10 years prior. If Tim Duncan was at his peak in 2012, no one would say LeBron James is the best defender in the league. LeBron James got that argument because Tim Duncan was past his prime, KG was coming off a torn meniscus, because Ben Wallace was out the league, Dwight Howard was dealing with
No, it doesn't work like that, Mark.
That's exactly how it works.
No, that's not how it works, Mark.
Depending on what's around you. The competition determines if you're the best.
Absolutely, it does.
Far and above the best of the league in the 70s.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does, Mark.
Wasn't as good, so he cleared everyone. That doesn't mean he's better than Magic Johnson. Doesn't mean he's better than Larry Bird. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird had to compete against each other. So guess what? Neither one of them got to be clearly the best player in the league because they were going against each other. Who was Kareem's competition? Old Wilt Chamberlain, injured Bill Walton. His competition was lower, so Kareem got to be the best player in the league for a decade. We can understand you're the best because everyone around you isn't as good. MJ was the best in the league because no one was close to him. LeBron James was the best in the league because no one was close to him. Kobe Bryant had to go against Tim Duncan at his peak, who no one would say LeBron James was better than Tim Duncan at his peak defensively. No one would say LeBron James is better than KG at his peak defensively. You can't say LeBron had an argument to be the best defender in the league and ignore who his competition was for that crown. The reason Kobe never got to be considered the best defender in the league is because of the competition he was going against.
Or maybe the fact that he just wasn't better than those guys, or he wasn't in that conversation.
Yeah, and neither was LeBron James.
Yes, he was, Mons.
LeBron was not better than Tim Duncan.
I didn't say he was better, Mons.
LeBron was not better than Tim Duncan. Go ahead and try and tell me LeBron James was a better defender than Tim Duncan.
I never. Once again,
LeBron James was a better defender than Kevin Garnett. Try and tell me.
Keep going.
Try and tell me LeBron James was a better defender than
I didn't say that he was, Mons, but I said that there was enough. No, that's not the point. No, that's not the point. What I said was, that's not the point, Mons. What I said was, that's not the point, Mons. I said right from the beginning, here was the difference. LeBron James was in the argument as the best defensive player on the planet. And stop talking about just because Tim Duncan, who was still in his prime, he wasn't in year 6 like Kobe Bryant. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. I didn't say 2013. I said 2009. I didn't say 2009. I didn't say 2013. I said 2009. And also 2009. So in 2000, I didn't say that he was better than him. I said that he was in a conversation. I didn't say that he was better than him. I did not say that.
Make the argument he was better.
The argument that I'm making for LeBron James, one, he was a better perimeter defender than Dwight Howard. He was better in transition than Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard was a better rebounder. Dwight Howard was a better rim protector. Dwight Howard was a better paint presence. James, on the other hand, he was a better not a better team defender. No, he wasn't he wasn't a better team defender. LeBron James was he was a better perimeter defender. He was a better one-on-one defender on the perimeter. He was a better one-on-one defender in transition. And all of those things added up to how good he was for his team. Dwight Howard, being a 5-man, he was better at the rim. He was better in the interior. That's it.
Okay.
He wasn't better than James all around. Now, with that being said,
LeBron,
Hey,
how does that not apply for Kobe
Can I
Bryant
add
and his
something to what he
defensive
just
peak?
said too? Like we also have to keep in mind like who these awards are
hold on for a
designed
second.
to go to too, bro. Like they are designed to go to the centers and stuff like that. But if you do like this, if you put LeBron guarding a point guard, who's the better defender guarding a point guard, LeBron or Dwight Howard? LeBron, right? Would you like if you had to rank it 1 through 10? You would probably put LeBron at an 8, Dwight at a 3. 2 guard, LeBron at an 8, Dwight at a 3. Small forward, LeBron at an 8, Dwight at an 8. Power forward, 8. Center, Brian 3, Howard 10.
And no,
but
we
you take
can't.
that average.
We
Well,
cannot.
if that's the case, then Andre Kirilenko was the best defender in the league for 8 years.
We cannot use the same thing for Kobe Bryant because he wasn't as versatile as James. And that's not what I'm saying.
Those arguments you made for LeBron, better perimeter
But
better
they're not
defender, better guarding one-on-one.
And
Kobe was better than Dwight.
And he was not the versatile defender that James was. That's where the separation comes in because he couldn't cover. And that's what I'm arguing.
He couldn't a better defender than LeBron. I'm saying the argument that LeBron had an argument to be the best defender in the league takes away from the fact that when Kobe was at his defensive peak, the competition to be the best defender in the league
was the defensive player of the year.
If you put 09 LeBron
back then, bro?
If you put 09 LeBron in the year 2002, he would have no argument to be the best defender in the league. If you put 2013 LeBron in the year 2002, he would have no argument to be the best defender in the league. The reason he gets to have an argument to be the best defender in the league is because the defenders in the league weren't as good as they were 7 years prior when Kobe was at his defensive peak. I don't care if LeBron was better than Kobe defensively. I'm saying the argument that LeBron is to be the best defender in the league is irrelevant when they peak defensively 10 years apart. That doesn't make sense to bring that up. That's like saying Ray Allen was the best shooter in the league. Klay Thompson was never the best shooter in the league, so Ray Allen clears Klay Thompson. I'm not saying Klay Thompson's better than Ray Allen, but I'm saying that would be stupid to say because you can understand that Klay Thompson is going against Steph Curry for that crown and Ray Allen was going against who? Peja Stojakovic. Like there's levels to competition. Mark Rice is one of the best shooters in the league.
That's fine. You're right about the eras. You're right about the eras. But this again, I just want to say, Mars, cool. This is about Ron. Ron said that the reason why Kobe. Okay. What he did is he Euroed away from the LeBron Kobe defensive argument because he know he'd lost, and then he brought up who Kobe had to play with and versus in that era defensively versus LeBron had to play in that era defensively. And then you brought up a point, Chill brought up a point, and then we started arguing. This is about LeBron versus Kobe. Simple. And he has to make an argument for why he thinks Kobe Bryant was a better defender, and Shield was defending LeBron. That's where this came from. That's where all this came from. So
and then
continue to cook him.
Best player in the league, and I said why that was wrong. And Ron has been chatting for 20 minutes.
Sure, there you go.
Personally, look, all in all, I just think Kobe's a better on-ball defender than LeBron. I think he's a better perimeter defender. Versatility, you can give that to Bron.
But he hikes his shorts up.
Blocking shots, you can get. No, you can watch Kobe Bryant play and see he's a better on-ball defender than LeBron James.
Because 2000 LeBron was a better perimeter defender than whatever year LeBron you want to bring up.
Say that again.
2000 Kobe Bryant, when he was at his defensive apex, is a better perimeter defender than any year of LeBron James.
And I don't even think it's a conversation.
You can go ahead and try and make the argument, but
it's really not.
In 2000, and so in year 4, so in year 4,
yes, yeah. Usually you peak defensively when you're closer to your athletic prime.
In 2000,
so at 20, so his athletic prime is at 21 years old.
What LeBron was
that's what I'm understanding.
When your energy and your motor is at its highest, is usually
no. So when I think about a perimeter defender, I think James at age 25, 26 years old in 2010. I will take LeBron James as a perimeter defender over 2000 Kobe Bryant. Number one, he was a lot small. Number one, he was a lot smarter. Number two, he was bigger. Number three, he was more athletic. He was faster. And I can't leave out his IQ and how smart he was at that time. Kobe Bryant in year 4 was still learning the game. In addition to him still learning the game, he was still filling out. Kobe Bryant in 2000 is not the same Kobe Bryant in 2004 in terms of physically. He's not that same guy, and he doesn't know the game in 2004. Like he doesn't know the game in 2000 like he knows it in 2004. Those two things are not the same. So the idea that a 21-year-old Kobe Bryant that clears LeBron James at 26 years old as a defender, that's not true. Perimeter on a perimeter. That's not true. No way.
Well, when you look at LeBron James, when you look at LeBron James at his defensive peak, he struggled getting around screens because of his size. He struggled getting around screens, which is why when you bring up the Derrick Rose argument, the reason he was so successful going against Derrick Rose is because he could go under ball screens because Derrick Rose wasn't a threat to shoot. When you put him on guards who could actually shoot the ball and he had to get over screens, you see he could struggle because of his size. The same reason Giannis struggles guarding against actual shooting threats on the perimeter and why he tends to be help side. LeBron James was great guarding guys like Tony Parker and Derrick Rose. You know why? Because they couldn't shoot the ball, so it made it easier for him defensively. When it comes to closing out, LeBron James was notoriously bad at closing out. Always used to chop his feet, always used to shuffle his feet. You attack his top foot easily. Kobe Bryant never had those problems because he was actually more disciplined defensively than LeBron James at his peak. On the perimeter, Kobe Bryant was way more disciplined. His hands were better. His lateral quickness is LeBron James. LeBron James was so great defense. LeBron James was so great defensively because of his team defense. What made LeBron James so great defensively was his team defense. And that's where his IQ comes into it. He was a great team defender. His ability to make rotations, his ability to diagnose plays, his ability to make help side rotations and even rim protect at times was fantastic. But when you talk about perimeter defense, LeBron James, due to his physicality and his build, he struggled moving laterally compared to Kobe Bryant. He wasn't great getting around screens like a Kobe Bryant. His hands weren't as good as a guy like Kobe Bryant. And he wasn't able to close out as good as a guy like Kobe Bryant was. That's why he wasn't as good of a perimeter defender. Overall defender, have the conversation, but perimeter defense, LeBron, there's many wings who are better than LeBron James, a perimeter defender. Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Karolinko, Kobe Bryant, Tony Allen, Bruce Bowen. There's a bunch who are better than him on the perimeter. His value comes from his team defense and his IQ. And that's why he peaked defensively in Miami because they used him as a free safety and he was blowing up plays left and right. They didn't use him as a lockdown defender. That's why they went and got Shane Battier, and even D Wade still took more on-ball assignments because that's not what he was. LeBron James was a prototype of Giannis. What Giannis is today is what LeBron James was doing 10 years ago, offensively and defensively to some degree. That's what he was, and that's a great defender, one of the best defenders in the league. But perimeter defense, he's not close to Kobe Bryant, and that's just because of his size. The same reason Giannis isn't close to Kobe Bryant as a perimeter defender.
Now, with that being, that's a great counter, and I'm on counter.
I never said LeBron was an average defender. Did you not hear what I just said? But sorry.
Now, as you were saying, Moss. Now, my counter to that is Kobe Bryant as an off-ball defender, perimeter, he was very bad. In fact, he used to get beat all the time. Backdoors, not only getting beat backdoors, he would fall asleep on sleepers, which would explain why he couldn't cover shooters, which would explain why he couldn't cover guys who also, in your estimation, guys who came off screens, because he lost the ball a lot. He was not a very good off-ball defender, and that was the problem with him major. That was a major problem with him. Now, when you talk about LeBron James being able to come around screens, actually he was able to do that, Mars. And the reason why I know that is because when they played against the Denver Nuggets, who had a very heavy screen and roll offense with Jamal Murray and Joker at that time. They weren't what they were today, but he did a great job on him getting around screens. Not only getting around screens, getting through screens, how to read screens, how to go under screens, just get around screens. And when you're talking about closing out, that's actually how you close out. You chop your feet when you're closing out. Now, when you get attacked on your top foot, the question is how do you recover? James, who is, if I'm not mistaken, the best chase down blocker in NBA history, that's his ability to recover. So when you're talking about a guy on the perimeter who was able to cover, James was one of the best in the league to be one of the best in the league to recover. Not only the best in the league to recover, he was very difficult in getting around. So when you talk about a perimeter defender, I don't think he was miles ahead of Kobe Bryant, but I definitely think he was better than Kobe Bryant as a defender.
Yo, Btidy. I'm sorry, Mars. I gotta give the floor to Btidy for these last few minutes.
I just got one question. Who gave Bryant 60? Because Kobe got 60 piece put on him by Gilbert Arenas, and we talking about how good of an on-ball defender he is against shooters and stuff like that. Brian wasn't responsible, like y'all said, to be the lockdown defender, but that doesn't mean that he couldn't. LeBron was wearing many hats. That's my argument. He was wearing many hats. And then my second argument is, like, we're comparing Kobe. I think you said the year, 2000? That Kobe, yes. You can't compare him. Like, do you know how much the game evolved from 2000 to 2008 to 2009? The players LeBron is checking. Now you got all 5 positions shooting threes, running like LeBron. Like, it was. I feel like it was easier to defend in those early years where Ben Wallace can get it when the center is just playing under the paint. Like now you got centers going out to the three, shooting that half quarter. I feel like we just don't credit evolution. Like players got better and harder to defend with, and they got more touchier, or less touchier. Like you touch them, it's a foul now, man. Like I think we just underestimate like the type of caliber like these players LeBron was guarding and doing these other 5 or 6 things. Like if you got a player, you just like cool. Your job is just to worry about defense. You know what I'm saying? It's great. It's easier to be the defensive player. But if you got to worry about defense, you got to worry about your team defense assignments. You got to worry about scoring, setting people up. Like, I feel like that answers 2 questions. I feel like LeBron was a better on-ball defender, and that makes him more skilled than Kobe. Just all those things combined, man. And then just how the game evolved in those years. Like we saying 2012, 2013 was LeBron, like the year where he should have got it. And who got it? Gasol got it. Yeah, like that. Like look at the skill. Even the bench players it had so much scoring ability and stuff like that. I don't feel like it was like that in 2000, 99, 2000, 2001.
Yo, Btdy chill. Even you too, Swiper. How do you guys think the narrative for LeBron being a defender changes if he gets that defensive player of the year that year over Marc Gasol?
Yeah.
Do we start overhyping him, or does he just get the proper respect that he deserves?
Him?
We get the proper respect.
Ron, you're a master with the linguistic art, because the idea that you somehow would then slide in the word overhyping to refer to LeBron James's defense, you're great at what you do. I really appreciate it. You did, matter of fact, you deserve a raise for real talk, because you slid that in thinking that we
boy went to Harvard.
Yeah, I caught it. I see everything. I see
I'm just trying to figure out what level of defender do we put him on.
He's the same level of defender he's always been.
LeBron James is one of the best defenders at the 3/4 position the NBA's ever seen.
Yeah.
With or without the defensive player of the year. Now, perimeter defense, no. But overall defense, yes. That's what he is. The defensive player of the year would probably just make more people realize it, but his haters would still say he hasn't played defense for 10 years.
Yeah,
so,
right.
I don't think that the fact that you don't win defensive player of the year, it should stamp you. Because again, Scottie Pippen never was a defensive player of the year. But to your point, Mars, who was he going up against? He was losing to Dennis Rodman, Olajuwon, David Robinson. These are the guys that he was losing to. So the fact that Tim Duncan never won defensive player of the year, but who was he losing to? He was losing to Garnett. He was losing to Ben Wallace. He was losing to Ron Artest, guys like that. And the fact that James never won defensive player of the year, who was he losing to? He was losing to Dwight Howard, who won it 4 straight years. I mean, he won it 3 times, 4 times, I think, in 5 years. I mean, Dwight Howard's probably the best defender of his era. But, you know, guys like Tyson Chandler, Marc Gasol, I mean, I don't think that those guys are better defenders than him. I don't. Even though they did win defensive player of the year.
All right, fellas, I got a couple super chats that I got to read before we get up out of here. David Mujinaya said, who is the greatest NBA player in the Hall of Fame that shouldn't be there based on your standards?
Hall of Fame, basketball Hall of Fame?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The people, Lenny Wilkins.
Never made All-Pro team. Not one time. Never been an All-Pro. Not once. Not once. Not
there's
one time.
In the Hall of Fame, he shouldn't be that to me.
Not one time were you an All-Pro. Not once. Made the All-Star team 9 times, but never made an All-Pro team. Not once. Nah, I'm good.
I don't know.
Yeah, anybody else have any stuff?
Yeah.
There's too many people in there. I don't know.
All right. Timothy Johnson also sent through another super chat and said, Kobe has the second most defensive teams all time behind Duncan versus Bron 6. So history shows Kobe was a better all-time defender. Kobe's a better scorer all over the floor as well. Bron only has size and passing.
Kobe was stealing all defensive teams at the end of the 2000s.
Or reputation?
A lot. The ones he made in the early 2010s are criminal. Like, he made one in 2011. That's disgusting. He made one in 2012. That's disgusting. Like, I don't know how many he should have made, because I can't remember the landscape of the league at the time to like give you a direct amount he should have made, but I would comfortably say he made 4 he shouldn't have made.
All right,
I got a bounce, brother.
All right, we'll catch you in a... Hey, chill, before you leave, Zero just vibing sent through a super chat and said, yo, chill, stop capping. You refereed Chamberlain and Russell's games.
Facts. He's the one who gave Will all those free throws for 100.
I got footage of it too, Mars, by the way.
Exactly.
All right, chill. Appreciate you for coming through. We'll catch you tomorrow. Yo, Btidy, you got anything to say to the people before we go ahead and wrap things up?
Hey, no, man. I appreciate y'all guys for having me, man.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for reaching out, bro. Huge fan of the show, man. So it was a pleasure being on here. I watch y'all every day, man. Tap in with me on Instagram, TikTok. It's Btidy, ITSBTIDY, man. Thank y'all for having me.
It's right up here on the screen. Y'all see it. Go tap into his content. He said he's a comedian. He's from Cleveland. He's big on social media, especially TikTok. Y'all tap into my man's content. Shoot him a follow. Subscribe to what he got going on. And, keep supporting his brother on his rise to the top.
Appreciate you.
All right, Btidy, we're going to catch you soon. We got to get you on again. This was fun. We only got an hour of it, but we got to get you on again. We didn't even get a chance to get into other things. It quickly turned into a Bron versus Kobe.
Anytime, let me know.
All right, got you. Hey, and Btidy, keep that young boy close to you. He's smart. He know what he's talking
young
about.
Boy.
Keep him by your side. He's going places.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.
All right. Yep. Hey, we're gonna be back tomorrow with the same crew, same topics, but it's just gonna be a better show. We'll catch y'all later.
Merry Christmas.